let's go. Raleigh, shut the fuck up. Alright, we're back. Let's do a mic check. How long of a break did I take? Oh, it's almost 2 hours and 48 minutes. Alright, check. Mic check once. Alright, cool. This is going to be a little bit of feedback, but whatever. I changed the encoding settings too, so it'll look nicer. And then I have there's hardware encoding. I didn't even know with AMD. I thought it was just NVENC, but I guess they finally came around to that a little while ago. I didn't even know. Whatever. Okay, let's continue. So I played like 153 minutes or something. You know, I gotta plug in my headset soon because, well, I should be able to get around 8 hours of continuous usage, but because of Coulombic efficiency degradation over time. What the fuck? You know what? And also the active discharge of the battery over time, so on and so forth. But this is almost relatively brand new, even though it was bought used. So let's turn this down a little bit because you can barely hear my microphone. And let's amp this up a little bit. You know, how about there? That sounds good. And let's increase this just a little bit. And it's really bad concerning this equalizer. I don't even know if this equalizer is working correctly. I'll decrease that a little bit. And the low just a little bit more like that. Right there, I think that'll be good. And increase the gain more. I think that's too much, sorry. Right there. Is that good? Alright, that sounds better. Let me just check on the live stream. Right there. I don't even think that filter is working, but whatever. I guess it can't be applied to the USB microphone. Probably because of the 2.4 gigahertz adapter. La Campagna. Alright, we lost a lot there. Oh man, we're lagging. And we'll see how it is in the battle. I might have to change the encoding settings because that's a little too intense for my laptop. I don't know. Let's see how it is. No, I think that's a little too severe, so let me change the encoding settings. That's too much. We're gonna have to do 720p. I'm sorry. I'll stop for a second. Alright, cool. Let's see how that looks. Mic check. That's still a little blurry. Is that 720p? Nope. Really? Did it update or what? I don't think so. It's still going. It's still outputting to 1080p even though I'm not streaming at that. We're having a little bit of a recursion there. Whatever. Okay. Okay, and that shouldn't be too bad. That should be much better because the filtering was too much at that. The upscaling was too much at that resolution. It's not going to make too much sense anyway because most people are not going to watch this on a 4K monitor anyway or whatever. If I had a better computer, then I wouldn't mind, but I have a really bad laptop, so, or at least a moderately okay laptop. I think that's just a function of this game being so old or whatever.
Imperator. Imperator.
All right, let me just double check this. And sorry, I'm a little bit OCD concerning this kind of stuff. All right, cool. All right, I'll check this. The function of Yeah, and the filters ended up playing probably because of the 2.4 gigahertz adapter, and the downlink from the headset is not so good concerning the firmware. If it was connected, then I could probably get the filters to work, but there's no actual client-side software that comes with this headset for that, and I think that would probably be rad because the downlink from the relative to the gigahertz adapter would probably not be able to do all of that modulation with everything else inclusive. So
engage the enemy. Settlement under siege, sir. Aye, Captain. Ready to sail.
All right.
Imperator.
Can I move this guy? Already did.
Fleet
All right, cool.
ready.
Sorry, I'm just gonna turn this down a little bit because it's really loud. This is on my client side, so. All right, let's go there and extort them.
I shall speak with them at once.
So the Julii, okay. We're gonna need to talk to Carthage soon because they're gonna take that. Or how many units are there? You know what? That could be an even match, but I don't know if they have shit troops there. But if they expand just a little bit, that's not really important. Too bad because there's armies over here. They're gonna probably take that back, and then they can take that back. And the Carthaginians and the Numidians and the Iberians and the Gauls or the Gallic tribes are not gonna fight, so whatever. Now let's continue. You don't have Spartans, right? Okay, that's garbage. Alright, whatever. Okay, that's garbage, but I can't see what this is. Can I? I don't think so. Nope. Alright, whatever. Hello. Oh, how are you? I already fed my dog. You don't have to remind me. I just fed her like... What was it? Oh, I can't access the Steam UI. I mean, never. I fed her like 15 minutes ago. Oh, the lag is not that bad. So there's a small amount of upscaling because they changed their output resolution, but whatever. That's strange. Did the camera settings change? No. It looks different. Seems different. Alright, they're attacking me, so... You know what? I want to get a terrain advantage here and just camp right behind... Camp against the wall there. And then let them come to me, so I'll just do that.
Hoplite mercenary. March.
So I'm just gonna have like a long line and just cheese. This is probably work in real life too, actually, but maybe with a denser formation of phalanx spikes. But a two-row formation like that is probably a little weak. But this is just a video game, so I don't care. And then we'll use the dogs too, and then we'll use the cavalry to rout them. And you were telling me that I was lying before, but that's not true. There's a nearest neighbor algorithm in this game. I don't know the exact class structures, but that's what it is. So when you kill the last troop of a unit, the dogs will route to the nearest neighbor enemy, and they'll go to the next one. And nobody ever knew that for 20 years, and I found that out 3 years ago. By just experimenting. Right. Are you... Okay, there you go. Right. No, we're gonna have to stand here first.
The enemy have brought more men to the fight.
Let's get the relative high ground over here. Let's go run. Okay. Also, turn off your skirmish mode. What I'm going to do is move my dogs around here so they can flank them. And also, you come over here. Right. Let's go over here, please. It's important that... Okay, go ahead and attack me. It's important that the handlers don't die because then it's going to be a problem. Nope. No, go attack me. Here, the pikes are down. Nope. Okay, the handlers can go over here and do whatever. Okay, so I don't want the dogs to die, so I gotta watch that. They're doing a good job. Because I'm gonna need those dogs. Come on, you can't kill them? You can't break that? Alright, they're doing a good job. They're not really dying, so let them fight. Okay, we lost like 12 already, dogs. Okay. Just charge them. Good. Oh my god, no. Oh, that's not too bad. That's good. Now watch. So you're gonna see the nearest neighbor algorithm here. So I'm gonna route them, and they're gonna chase the next enemy. Watch this. Oh, no. Okay. So. And we lost a lot of dogs there. That's okay. Look, so you're gonna see the nearest neighbor algorithm. Look, watch. You said I was lying, right? Look. And then where are they gonna go? To the nearest neighbor. You're a scam, faggot! You're a scam, faggot! Okay, save your ammunition, please. Are the handlers okay? No, get out of there. Don't die. No, don't die. Good. Okay, where are you going now? Okay, they're going to the nearest one over there. I lost a lot of dogs, but I only have one unit of dogs, so that's okay. But I need to save this though for this hoplite unit because they're going to be a bit of a problem. The PLM at least. No, get out of there. You can wait a little bit. You can maintain formation.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
Okay, how many dogs do we have? That's a lot, that's good. Okay, get them. And we're gonna go to the next one after we get these guys. Which is gonna be over here. Or no, or that one, which one is closer. Oh no, come on, get them. Oh my god. Come on, get them, let's go. We don't have a lot of dogs left, though. Oh. Come on, let's go. Route them. Come on. Come on. Stop being a fucking faggot. Oh no, we're gonna lose the dogs. Alright, whatever, that's good. Oh no. Stop. That's okay. The pathing in this game is not so good sometimes, so whatever. These guys are tired, so let's see. I want you to reform here. No. Come over here. Reform. And you stand there. We're gonna need to charge in there though because they're not gonna win that fight. So go over there. These guys are tired, so whatever. Alright, cool. Whatever, I didn't lose that many handlers though, so let's see. I think I lost 60 handlers, but that was by accident. Or maybe less than that actually. Oh man, they're really tired, but that's okay. These are pelters, so they'll just crumble.
Skirmishers.
No. Right, you should crush these guys easily. These are kind of shit troops to fight these guys, but whatever. Oh, the dogs are still here. They came back. That's interesting. I never seen that before. I never seen them come off the map and then repath. I never saw that.
The gods! The enemy army is in flight. Pursue them and drive them from the battle.
So the dogs are going to the nearest neighbor. And watch, they're going to go to the next one. After I look, there you go. But what doesn't make sense in this game is that they run slower than fatigued humans. They have 4 legs, so they should be able to run faster.
This is a heroic...
So how many handlers did I lose? I didn't lose any. I just lost dogs. That's interesting. There's oh, so there's only 48 handlers and they have, I think, 2 dogs each, correct? Yep. Or more than that, because there's like 140 for the unit. I forgot the exact number. Something like that. So we only lost 4 units. That's it. Because the Roman generals are gonna. Oh, sorry, I don't know. Oops. No, the Roman generals. The 32 are gonna come back. And let's see, 17, 54, 18. It's 34 and 88. And we only lost 84. Because the rest of the Roman generals are gonna come back. And Mark Zuckerberg's like, listen, there is no nearest neighbor. You're a fucking faggot, loser. He's always trying to slander me. You literally watched me play this game 3 years ago and do the exact same thing. You're a faggot, loser. Listen, the population is going to be really, really pissed off here, so I'm going to have to exterminate them. I know that's not nice, but like, whatever. I'm just doing that because it's just a video game for public order. I wouldn't really do that in real life, but whatever. Okay, stables. Our economy is pretty good, so we can just extort factions for money. But you can keep exploiting the game if you want. I don't want to do that because it's not fun. I just wanted to do that little diplomacy thing because it's funny. But if you want to play the game legitimately, then go ahead. I don't care. Oh, nice. Cool. But like, there's an exploit in this game where you can open up the diplomacy screen and just pretend to pay a tribute for a large amount of money that you don't even have, and then get all of the other factions and settlements. But that's boring because then you win the game in like 4 turns or whatever, which is stupid. I'm just doing this because it's funny. You can play the game normally if you want. I don't know. I've already played this game since 2004, so for such a long time anyway. Let's leave any of the Velites behind, but I need to take care of this guy. You know what? I'll just take care of him with the general.
Engage the enemy! Victory! Prepare for battle!
I should have saved the game because I'm really anal retentive concerning that. Crashes in this game are not very common, but they can occur with mods. This game's quality assurance is very good, even for Medieval 2. There's not that many crashes at all. When you play mods, it gets different because then you're modifying so many of different types of files, and you're trying to run so many different scripts at once that the game doesn't handle it in its memory correctly. Like for example, I'm sorry to pause the game. I had a virtual memory error when I was playing stainless steel by just clicking something, and I was like, this is really garbage. But that didn't happen. That happened after like almost 8+ years of playing that game with that mod. So, but I guess it can happen sometimes. So whatever.
Guard this area!
Stop being a faggot. Oh, they're gonna run away. Oh, good.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
Okay, good. You need to just get 85% and then they all disappear. And that's even true in Medieval 2, but I don't know about Shogun or Empire or anything else, because anything game after that is shit.
Orders?
I don't play any more Total War games besides the Medieval 2 and this one. Alright, cool.
Out of move, sir. Orders? Orders?
Who does more damage? They have more armor, and let's see. You know, let's go with them.
Sir! Orders?
And let's just leave them behind.
Sir! Onward! Orders? Onward!
Alright, that should maintain itself for now. But I'm not going to get any archers or whatever because I'm just cheesing with the dogs or whatever. But when you play Medieval 2, for example, when you want to fight the Mongols, it's not worth, even though it's kind of a spoiler, the game is already very old anyway, 18 years old. When you play as against the Mongols, you don't want to get cavalry, you want to have really good infantry, archers, and spears. Because then you can just bait them into getting shot and then trying to charge you. But they have a lot of experience anyway, and they're very OP. So the Mongols are a piece of shit. But if you did pretty well, you shouldn't have any problem fighting them. And the Timurids are not that bad.
Imperator.
Okay, we have other things to do. So I'm getting itchy again. Sometimes I have a little bit of a slight allergic reaction to like olive oil and this other stuff that I take. Normal. Oh, they didn't do anything good. Did they take that? If we get the alliance, then maybe they'll be able to just stop the besieging.
Yes, I shall speak with them at once.
So this will be more enticing to them, but we have to probably give them a lot of money because they're already at war. So, but it'll be worth it because then we can extort money out of them. So, I think they'll probably accept it at 4,500, which is worth it. Let's see. Yep, they accepted it, and did they lift the siege? Yep, they did. That's good, and they can tell they lifted the siege. So they're not going to expand, and then the Scipii won't expand until the Carthaginians attack me, because then they won't violate the alliance treaty. Because I told you the AI in this game is very passive, especially if you're playing as one of the Roman factions. So yes. And I'm just gonna cheese them, because even though this is exploiting, this is funny. So Macedon, I don't think they're very interested, so I think I'll just go for 225. Well, I know you think this is a waste of time, but it's funny. What about Egypt? Probably the same thing. That's probably like the lower to middle end of the range, but I don't want to trigger the conditional, because then I'm going to have to wait till the next turn. So whatever. Seleucids, probably the same thing, so I'll go 225. Oh, no. They're going to give me more than that. Oh, wow. I've never seen that before, where they're going to give me more than I already offered. So I don't know why, but I guess the Seleucids to them are very important. Doesn't really make sense, because they don't have any proximity to the Seleucids or any enemies with them or anything. So, okay, fine. Give me 740. I don't care. Fucking retards. So that's already almost 1,300 or whatever. I don't know the exact number. I don't care. So we're almost there with the 4,500. How about the Parthians? Maybe if I do that, it'll prompt them to do the same thing. But I don't know. I don't want to trigger the conditional. So let's go to 25. Oh, I guess I found a little bit of an exploit. Another exploit. It doesn't make sense that they're saying it's not profitable, because they just offered me that, and that's what they wanted. That's funny. I think I found a sweet spot. Let's see if they'll do it again. Oh no. So not for that one. Hold on. Yeah, it's Halloween, so my neighbors are trick-or-treating. And I live in a very small community, at least in Bud Lake. So there's not a lot of people in this local area before you get to the cliff place to US 46, which is right around the corner from my house. So I guess in my little neighborhood section here, there must be like 70 houses. No, maybe even less than that. Maybe like 35 or 40. I don't even know. But it's not that many. Okay. Oops. Germania. They're probably not going to want too much, so we'll go to 25 again. I think this is a nice little sweet spot. I could probably get more, but when you get close to triggering the conditional, I think that probably has an effect in the class structure. But it's probably most certainly like verbatim, like a strict kind of overflow that you're getting to, or not an overflow, but a condition of the conditional or value thereof. I don't know what their exact source code looks like, but presumably that's what it is. It's like a sliding scale between some sort of value of whatever the conditional is. I don't know, because this game is like almost 5 to 8 million lines of source code. So this diplomacy stuff is probably, I would say, at least maybe at least 30 to 40,000 lines of source code, of unique source code. Maybe it has more template boilerplate, but I think that's how much it is. At least 5 million lines of source code, because it took them 3 years to develop this, and they had used Medieval Total War as the partial base for this. But then in terms of the 3D engine, that was completely from scratch, from what I remember, even as a kid. But I'm not a video game developer, so I don't know exactly what they did, because that's proprietary information. But they haven't revealed too much about this particular game. Let me just check the stream. Alright, cool. Let me just check the stream. Boilerplate, but I think it's how. Okay. For what was this for again? Which faction? I think one. We already did Britannia, Armenia. Maybe it's even more than 40,000 lines of unique source code, because thinking about all of this, the GUI and the UI must at least be, it must be at least 80 to 120,000 lines, because there's a lot of GUI in here and different functions, so something like that. But I wouldn't say unique lines of code, because there's probably a lot of referential recursive boilerplate code that's used, but I don't really know, because that's their proprietary information. But I did a reverse extrapolation out from Rome 2, and Rome 2 I believe is 9 million lines of source code, so this might be 3 million or 4 million. But then again, they had, I think, 14 developers working on this. I don't remember the exact number, and they did it over 3 years, so that's achievable over the course of 3 years if you work 8 to 10 hour days and you're very proficient at your job. So, and you're working on a team of really unique and prolific programmers and expert programmers, so that's not unachievable. Especially if you already have a source code base from Shogun and Medieval Total War. And from what I can recall from Medieval Total War and Shogun, the first ones, the UI is relatively similar, so they probably had a lot of referential source code there too ported. But it wasn't the entire thing, because a lot of that stuff was already deprecated and antiquated by the time the year even 2001 came around, and this was going to be released 3 years later, so they were probably planning for that. But I'm sure stuff like, language interpretation or Unicode formatting and stuff like that, ASCII formatting, all that kind of stuff for different languages, that was probably already done with Shogun and Medieval, in terms of like, what's the term I'm looking for? Like back-end source code that is not necessarily very, very relevant or kind of prominent when you play a video game like this, where you're not seeing its actual GUI representation or any sort of representation in terms of the engine thereof. So, I mean, besides the fact that there's text on the screen, that's not what I'm talking about. So, okay, so Dacia. My dog keeps fucking barking. I feel bad for the little kids, because I forgot to get some candy for them. When was this one again? Oh, Greek states. Oh yeah, they're probably have an affinity for that. The only one they'll probably give me a lot of money for is Numidia, which is the next one. So I'm probably gonna go around, like, I don't know, maybe 600. I don't want to trigger the conditional, so. But we're allies, so they'll probably give me that. Yep. You know what? I probably could have gotten maybe 800 out of that. Scythia, probably the 225 again. And when I say like triggering the conditional, I'm talking about my reverse engineering Markovian analysis just from the extrinsic observation of the program. I never reverse engineered this with a decompiler or examining the bytecode. I never even did that because I didn't really care that much. I just tried to analyze the game and see how it was functioning as a function of a very abstract sense of how the particular source code was being interpreted and via its compilation and running on the computer when I was playing the game, not by analyzing bytecode or getting a decompiler for it. I did that with Medieval 2 because I was just curious about it, but I used the application Snowman, but Snowman is not very good because its bytecode reinterpretation is not very accurate. And I would say that's a fundamental limitation of decompilers in general, so that's probably not going to be, obviously, a very one-to-one causative correlation. They'll probably give me a lot of money for speed, so let's go 700. Oh, cool. So I really don't care because not only is it not my proprietary source code, if I were to ever decompile this game and reverse engineer it, I could never make money off of it, and they would probably send me a cease and desist, even from Great Britain, in terms of United States sovereign courts and jurisdictional courts, because that's their intellectual property in terms of their source code. So if I ever tried to release a mod that was reverse engineering the game, because they've already shut down people on Total War Center for doing that, they would probably do the same thing to me too. And that's probably because of their interest in protecting their intellectual property. I don't really support that because, you know, they could do a lot better than what they're doing now. What they're doing now is complete fucking garbage. And I think my criticism isn't actually true. They're not really creative anymore, and they don't know jack shit about assembly, so go fuck yourself. I'm never going to give you my money again. What a fucking scam company. Alright, whatever. So how much did we extort out of them? Do I think the same thing about Valve? Yep, whatever that game is, Dead Aim, Deadlock, whatever, that looks like shit. So that was almost 12,000, and that's even with the 4,000 inclusive. It didn't calculate here because it didn't. Why is it showing up as 10,000 there? Okay, 35,000. That's 12,000 for the projected treasury. Oh, sorry, that's next turn. So 35,000 to 42,000. 7. Hold on. 5 and then another 2. So hold on. 7,000. Well, I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm really bad at math. So 3,000, 5,000. That'll be 40,000, and then another 2,000. Almost 2,700 or whatever it is. 2,600. Almost exactly. Oh, sorry. 7,600. And then that's inclusive of the 4,500 that I paid them to get the alliance to prevent the other factions from expanding. But in the source code here, you can clearly see that it's not calculating correctly because the end of the turn hasn't happened yet. But it's not bad because it's still updating mostly. When this game came out, as an aside, this game was a tour de force, and it still is. It really is a really good game. It's a tour de force. This game was one of the best games ever made, even like compared to a board game like chess or something. You really should play this game if you have a computer, because even nowadays, even regular laptops for like $100, $150, used laptops, whatever you're gonna buy, you can buy the CD key for this for $5 on GOG.com or other websites, but don't buy the remastered version because they're charging $30 for that, and you get the original game too, but it's a complete ripoff. The remastered version is a piece of shit, and it requires computer specifications almost like 50 to 70 times more in terms of per compute performance than what this game had recommended specs for in 2004, which is horrendous, because if you look at the remastered version, there's almost nothing that was changed at all, and you need like 40 gigabytes of data for this for almost no relative increase in resolution and textures or anything else, and the UI is completely horrible in the remaster. So Feral Interactive, like, whenever you're going to make a remaster, it should be worth the money that you're going to spend into the initial investment to develop it. So everything should be upscaled, there should be nice new animations or whatever else, and the UI should not be worse than the original fucking game, as if you're playing a fucking Android port on your own computer, which is an absurdity. And I can even show you what I'm talking about. So let's just I'll tab out of here. We'll even go on Steam because it's just convenient. Look at this fucking garbage. I'm never gonna buy this fucking remaster. It's fucking shit. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Emperor. I clicked up by accident. Oh. Look at how fucking garbage this is. $30 for this fucking shit? Look at this. This barely looks any better than the original game. And it requires specs that are so fucking high. Not extremely high, but this does not look good for $30. And look at the UI. The UI is fucking horrible. The user interface, it feels like I'm playing a fucking Android tablet game on my computer. The original user interface was fine, and you could have made it better. And there could have been so many more features in terms of like 64-bit address space operations for RAM and whatever else, and modifications. What a fucking piece of shit. And I think most of these reviews are actually fake. I think they're not real reviews at all. Look at these recommended specs. 8 gigabytes of RAM, an i5 4570 or a Ryzen 5 1600, which is an absurdity for a game like this. A GTX 770, which is relatively old, but the fucking game from 2004, which looks relatively the same, required like a fucking video card with like, I don't know, 128 megabytes of VRAM and like only, relative to what we have now, maybe like 100 to 150 compute cores for the graphics card. This is an absurdity for a remaster. This is complete fucking garbage. 45 gigabytes for what exactly? What fucking new data is here? There's almost nothing different. And for $30, and what Valve should feel ashamed, because if you buy this game, there's no option to buy the original unless you buy this remaster for $30 and get a fucking piece of shit remaster when you can get the CD key for $5. And the Steam sales for the original game were sometimes like $1 and $2. I'm not gonna pay $30 for this shit. I'm gonna if I don't have the original game, I'm gonna go on GOG and pay $5 for it. And I'll even show you. Is there a browser? Yeah, there is. There's no good search engine, so look at the price of this. Or you can even pirate it if you want. $5.13 from K4G and GOG, whatever. Same thing. So that's a good price. Oh. Sorry, some spam caller was calling me. You know, I'm gonna call them and see. But they didn't. Did they accept my messages? Nope. I was gonna dox them, but let's see. That's probably some fucking burner phone Google Voice or whatever, some bullshit. Let me close that so I can get better performance. And what I was gonna say was, yep, that's a piece of shit. I don't know how much money did they even spend developing that. At least probably $4 or $5 million, and with 2021 inflation and currency in mind. What a fucking waste of money. Did they even sell? Did they even make their money back on that remaster? Fucking garbage. That's fucking garbage. That's ass. If you're gonna do a remaster, it should really be what you call it, a fucking remaster, not fucking garbage.
Imperator.
What kind of fucking remaster is gonna require 45 gigabytes of space? And so on and so forth. We already talked about this. Fucking trash. What a fucking waste of money, bro.
Sir! General! Orders! Sir! General!
I can do a movement exploit there, but I don't want to do that because I really don't care. You know what? I can probably bribe them and they'll join me, so I don't have to fight that. Because I have enough money. And that's going to be too much of a pain in the ass to besiege. And if I besiege that and I build siege equipment, I can build sap points. But what's going to happen is the AI has enough troops, so they're going to put them on the walls. And they're going to be a pain in the ass, so I'll just bribe them. Are you recruiting anything here? No. You know what? Let's recruit 2 diplomats. Because we don't need the infantry. Or, do you have infantry? Yeah, you do. Let's recruit 2 diplomats, because we're going to need to send them out. Let's look at our... And this first game was really nice, because it had a lot of different features, like faction rankings. I was very impressed by this when I first played this, almost 20 years ago. Let's see. Okay, okay, so Seleucids have, what is that, 41,000? Because this is not, this is a different type of scale. This is a sort of, not a logarithmic scale, but this is a polynomial scale. I don't know exactly why they did this, but this is not the exact amount of money that I have, because I have 42,000 sesterces or whatever, or sorry, denarii. So this is just going to be a relative measurement. So that's like 42,000. What are we at here? 32,000. So they have approximately like whatever, 15% more, something 14% more. So, which is not bad because they're actually supposed to be playing the game properly on Seleucids. At least the AI. I do not understand how Carthage has any money like that. Yeah, the worst faction to play in this game is probably Parthia or maybe Numidia, because Numidia has shit troops. But Parthia, they can get nice troops, but you start all the way in the corner here, and that's boring. I don't like playing like that. I mean, I could, but it takes longer, so... I've played most of these factions anyway. I don't like playing as Numidia, though, because they're ass. Pontus is ass, Numidia is shit. When you mod the game, you can play as Scythia. They're interesting because they have horse archers, but the horse archers don't do that much damage anyway, so... And Rome is really overpowered in this game. The only reason I'm doing this is because I want to do the Dogs of War thing. And then I'm not going to probably live stream games, probably ever again. Maybe some Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, because what I want to do is re-record what I did in 2018 and 2021 with battle immersion and
Orders.
the Dogs of War thing, because I don't like playing games for no reason.
Orders.
I have things to do. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, I deleted all that stuff because of a bunch of different factors. And if you're doubting me that I ever did any campaign like that, I can show you proof. It exists in my Gmail, the videos. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna, when I get some more space, because I'm very open about my life, especially given the fact that people are always harassing me about the things that I do. I really have nothing to hide, so whatever. I don't know why, but not all the videos are up here. So I had Half-Life 2 VR, Half-Life 1, Medieval 2 Battle Immersion. Yep. And then I was playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines in VR. And Battle Immersion. I did Destination Steam VR back in 2018. Yeah, I was like on Mars and like a bunch of different places. Eternal Darkness in VR. Doom 3 BFG, but this is a long time ago. 7 years ago. Yep. And that's it. A lot of VR games. What happened? Did the live stream cut out? No. Why did it show up like that? Oh, it did an update? What? That's strange because the view duration was different. Okay, whatever. How are the stimulants, you're asking? Well, I took them around what time? I forgot. About 3 hours after I woke up, or 2 hours. Let me see. I forgot, so I'm sorry. I took a 3-hour break. So when did I start? I'm sorry. Let me just retrace my steps because I'm forgetting. I'm not perfect, so I forget. Let's go at about 3-hour break, and then so 2 hours and 30 minutes. But then I had to restart the timer. So that was 12 hours ago. So, yep, 12 hours ago because I had to restart the timer because I had gone through the maximum laps I can do on the clock to track my time usage. So, the stimulants, like I told you, when your brain changes epigenetically, you don't feel kind of like skittish anymore or like too overexerted in terms of like jitteriness. So when I take stimulants now, like I'm very focused. It's kind of even just like being on modafinil as well too, because your brain changes. So the psychological effects and pharmacological effects, the psychoactive effects change. So even people who might be very skittish on caffeine, when their brains change epigenetically over time, you'll notice that, like, I don't know if this is conformal to everybody, but I would probably say so as a function of genetics and Darwinian evolution, and the fact that most human brains are basically the same concerning non-differentiated characteristics of the human genome concerning human beings. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, like, as your brain changes over time, like even your psychological and psychoactive response in terms of how your subjective state of mind is will be different when you take those drugs again. So it's never going to be the same as like when you got jittery from caffeine before you started taking these substances over the course of a long time. So what I'm trying to say is that at first, in the first, I guess, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours after the metabolization, and even up until now, my focus is very sharp. My vision is very sharp as well too. And it feels like I have a little bit of slight time dilation, but the time dilation is stronger with modafinil, but not like psilocybin where it feels like a second lasts like 1,000 years, but it feels like time is much more resolved and precise, where it's like I have much more focus and accuracy about how I spend almost every second of my life. And it doesn't feel like it's like anal retentiveness. It just feels like almost like kind of like the perfect version like of myself that I always wanted to be. And it's like almost every second has a kind of resolved precision of accuracy and focus, where it's like it's not like being on amphetamine or methamphetamine where you're going crazy every second, but your brain is changing as a function of all of the neurogenic administration via all of those neurotransmitter systems working in conjunction with one another in terms of reaching an optimal intersection of not only dopaminergic innervation and neurotransmission for not only just dopamine but the rest of the neurotransmission systems, where you're getting as different subjective effect of stimulation that doesn't exist when you take regular stimulants without changing your brain. So in more layman's terms, it still feels like I'm very concentrated and focused, but not jittery, like my heart is fluttering or anything, but like I have a lot of concentration. But I'm getting a little tired, but like I told you, my tolerance is about 50%, and I spent I spent around 2 weeks already upregulating, but I spent 3 days or so on stimulants, so that is slowing my upregulation. But I'm not taking the same substances I always do because I don't have them right now, so I'm upregulating a little more slowly. So it's going to take about another 17 days at this pace, but if I keep taking stimulants, then that's going to be extended by a day or two, or maybe even 3, depending on how many stimulants I take and the concentrations thereof. So just as a quick summation, when you start changing your brain epigenetically, you feel very different psychoactively. Hold on, sorry. Give me 1 second, please. Yeah, so just to summarize what you asked about, I know we already talked about it, but the stimulation is coming, I'm coming down off of it. It's been 12 hours, so I had about, in the total aggregate of time, with the half-life inclusive from that point up until now. So I guess the total amount of time would have been 12 hours, correct? And at first, for the first 2 hours, I had about 560 milligrams of caffeine and 120 milligrams of pseudoephedrine. So now the pseudoephedrine is probably around, with the bioenhancing agents, in terms of them exhausting their effects and the inhibition thereof, it's probably around maybe 40 milligrams or 30 milligrams circulating through my bloodstream and through my organs in my brain, which will probably be excreted out soon because the bioenhancing agents are gone, mostly. And concerning the caffeine, I had another 260 milligrams approximately about 2 hours later. So right now, in total, with the bioenhancing agents inclusive, because there's no way you can get more than what you're putting in terms of how many milligrams of caffeine you're going to get. So you're going to be rate limited by how much bioenhancement and inhibition you can do, because there's no way you can get more caffeine than you're going to consume. So now I would probably say I'm around maybe, because the half-life is about 5 to 6 hours, but it depends on your metabolism. But I happen to be a fast metabolizer of most psychoactive substances, so I would say that it probably, maybe with the bioenhancing agents inclusive, that I'd probably be around 340 milligrams. But I'm not going to do the exact calculation because I could care less. But something like that, with that inclusive. So no, maybe more, maybe less than that. So let's see, 560, and then the bioenhancing agents are lasting for maybe 4 or 5 hours. But then their potency is dropping off too, and inhibition's dropping off. So I'm going to have to reassess. So 560 by 2. I would probably say maybe about 250 to 280 milligrams. But the exact number is not very precise because I don't know about my exact pharmacokinetic profiles concerning my liver and my organs, but something like that. So that's still quite a lot of caffeine to have in your system, because most people don't even have even close to 600 milligrams a day because they get very jittery from it, but I'm different. So, but then again, concerning my tolerance, I'm at about 50% sensitivity in terms of how many postsynaptic receptors I have in my brain in terms of my calculations, but that exact number is being arbitrarily determined to a certain extent because I don't have the ability to do the assays for that. And as a matter of fact, radioligand tracing with positrons costs almost like $5,000 to $15,000 per particular ligand or drug that you're going to trace. So that particular testing is not very cost effective, but pharmacological models can get extremely close in terms of pharmacokinetics. So I'm probably around that ballpark anyway. So probably around 300 milligrams of caffeine still in my system, with the bioenhancing agents mostly excreted. And then I took some more Icarian later to get some good vasodilation. And Icarian's a pretty good substance. Let's continue because we're just talking too much. And let me check the lecture. Live chat. Alright, cool. I don't care if people aren't watching on YouTube, because it doesn't matter. If somebody wants to watch, you can watch. It's gonna be on my account anyway, so. But then why not live stream if I'm not getting copyright violations and strikes? Alright, cool. Let me check my headphones. Alright, I'm probably gonna have to charge them soon, maybe like maybe 2 or 3 hours from now, because then the charge is gonna fall off because of the fact that the battery is losing a lot of energy, so it's not gonna be able to retain much energy as a function of how much is left in the actual the substrate thereof. And you'll notice that's necessarily true, like when you use your phone or whatever, or your laptop, and you get close to a low percentage, the actual battery loses an extreme amount of charge quickly because there's not enough electrons to go around in terms of the actual substrate maintaining charge. So it's better to make sure that you're properly going through charge cycles instead of going to complete 0 or complete 1% and then going to 100%. So just as a tangential side note, I'm very good at maintaining my hardware. So like my phones, and if they're not rooted, usually last around 5 to 6 years. And even my old phones are still doing quite well, but the battery is almost completely garbage now. My Samsung S7, it lasted about 5.5 years before I got screen burn-in, and the battery started losing an extreme amount of charge because of the degradation of Coulombic efficiency over time, and also other factors too, as a function of usage. But that's not bad, because most people go through a phone in almost 3 or 4 years, so whatever. I think things can be improved, but concerning lithium-ion batteries, we're kind of really at a really bad crossroads right now concerning that, because that kind of stuff has been stagnant for at least 15 to 18 years or so in terms of increasing the charge potential of a lithium-ion battery, in terms of its maintaining its charge and not degrading over time. But what's really bad is that we've had planned obsolescence for almost everything else in the economy for a very long time. Like this filter, for example, this water filter is full of fucking chemicals that produce triethylamine, trimethylene, and that's a very toxic plastic residual substance in terms of a trimethylated amine compound from plastics. But this could be much better in terms of planned obsolescence and lasting a long time if it was made out of stainless steel, which would be a little bit heavier, or at least a nice density composite of aluminum and maybe other types of metals, where the 5-stage filter would not leach trimethylamine after 3 weeks, and then the 5-stage filter maybe could have the charcoal replaced or something. And that's a function of this extreme planned obsolescence economy that we have. And we have, I mean, I don't know why people haven't thought about this over the course of the last 90 to 100 years since mass manufacturing has been around. Like, think about how much food is wasted every year. I feel ashamed that there are billions of people starving, at least malnourished, and we're undergoing a genocide, and all of those resources were wasted for even before my lifetime. And then nobody ever thought that there's no way to optimize supply chains or whatever else. That's disgusting. That's disgusting behavior, because there's people who actually want to survive and want to work and do things, and so many people take what they have for granted. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry to be on a tangent here. I had my meter replaced by the energy company yesterday morning, and I used 3,239 kilowatt hours since like February or something. And that's my father and I, because we live in the same household. So we don't use that much electricity. That's about almost 40 to 45% the average usage of a house in New Jersey, for even from the middle of the end of winter up until the very beginning of almost winter now. So the average house uses almost like 6,700 to 7,000 kilowatt hours of energy in the course of the same time. So I don't understand why people are wasting so many resources for, and why they take so many things for granted, especially when you have a beautiful life in a first world country like this. That's very shameful, and you should feel ashamed if you do that, especially if you waste good food that could be donated, or you try and throw away clothes that can be donated to the homeless or whatever else. I mean, I'm not trying to guilt trip people, because it's not really my responsibility, but I think about that sometimes in terms of what I can do to help others. So that's a very disgusting behavior, especially the fact that we're going through a genocide right now. That's not disgusting behavior to you? Because even 5 years ago, the world economy was relatively stable. Even now, after almost half of the businesses in the world were destroyed, and people's lineages and blood and lifelines were destroyed, the world economy is still very robust, even in the midst of a genocide that's already killed 70 million people in 3 years. I don't know if YouTube is going to censor me back, because I didn't mention anything specific, but probably they will. I fail to understand, because, like, for example, a can of beans went from like 80 cents in terms of a cooked can of beans that's pasteurized with value-added costs of canning, pasteurization, and cooking the beans. It went from about 80 cents to about $1.12. So apparently we're undergoing a resource crisis that deserved to have the entire world die within 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 years, even though a can of beans only went up 32 cents in price. But even though that's a large relative increase, I mean, is the world economy that bad that we had to go through a genocide?
March!
I don't think so.
Onward!
I know exactly why we're going through a genocide. It's because these fucking psychos who think they control everything want to fucking torture and kill and fucking rape people and so on and so forth, and they're fucking crazy. That's basically the reason. They're fucking crazy. And all of that was completely unnecessary. We're talking about a bunch of fucking psychos who think they own everything and want to kill everybody for no fucking reason at all. And they don't have any sense of self-preservation, as if that's not fucking psychotic behavior that's going to get them killed. That's the exact thing that's going to get you killed in a civil war. And it was completely unnecessary, and you should have known that from the get-go. Because even if that resource argument crisis, in terms of Malthusian arguments, was going to be necessarily true, I don't want to go on a tangent for too long. We're talking about a resource crisis, even with exponential population growth and exponential economic GDP growth up in terms of like the entire global economy, even at a maximum of like 6% aggregate around the entire world, which is a large amount of economic growth, which is probably not very feasible in terms of aggregate growth in terms of a relative an average measurement of countries. We're talking talking about a timeline of different models between 50 to up to like 220 years of like reaching an exponential resource reaching a resource crisis where we would run out of phosphates and petroleum, etc., etc. So, and it's not like any solutions were pursued, but instead, what was pursued were genocidal nanotechnologies and all of these torturous technologies and so on and so forth, instead of any real solutions for a resource crisis 50 to 220 years from now, depending on your model, which does not make sense. Apparently, everyone needs to die for a resource crisis 50 to 220 years from now, which is well within beyond the lifetime of even older people that are alive. So yes, you deserve to die right now for a resource crisis that nobody has provided any solutions for, because it's quite possible that we could be a Kardashev 2 or 3 civilization extremely quickly. So I know exactly what happened. Your retarded Illuminati wanted to have a putsch to torture and kill people and molest them for 500,000 years straight, and you're crazy. Basically, you're a bunch of psychotic motherfuckers. And you don't own everything, you're delusional.
Fleet ready.
And was that even necessary in 2019? You're crazy. Didn't you think of the fact that you're going to be sacrificing your sense of self-preservation? You must be crazy. You must be crazy. You must be literally fucking out of your mind to think that you would get away with something like that. You must be fucking psychotic. And even though I'm being sarcastic and facetious, you must be psychotic. Whatever. I'm just a microcosm of a greater economy and whatever else at large, but it's not like I don't have a say in my own existence and self-preservation either, like billions of people don't. You're gonna face a civil war. You're gonna die. If you think you're gonna survive what you did, you're gonna die. And if you're gonna try and pin the tail on me, I'm an innocent man, so I'd like to see you preeminate what I want. Good.
I shall speak with them at once.
You know what? The Julia are being blocked by Gaul, and I have an alliance with them. So you know what? We can just stagnate everything until the passive AI decides to attack somebody else, and then they're not going to move anyway. So we'll just pay them and then extort them. But they'll probably want a little bit more. So let's go. Let's give them. Let's not give them too much, because then this 4,500 seems good. Is there anything else we can offer? That's it. Oh no, shit! I demanded that. Let's give them a gift, because then that might reset. Because I did that in medieval too. That might reset the conditional. I could. I don't know if it's going to do that here, because I've never tested that. I made a mistake there. I'm sorry. Instead of offer, I did demand. But they were not so averse to it. The diplomacy in this game is really broken, but whatever. Oh, good. So that did reset the conditional. So then let's do the fucking extortion or whatever. Extort. So Macedon. They're relatively close to Macedon, so let's do 300. Probably give me that. Okay, good. I could have probably got more, maybe 500. But I don't know what the exact affinity is for that in terms of the sliding scale of the conditionals. But that's what I presume it is. But I've never looked at their proprietary source code. Like I told you, I never reverse engineered it. So Egypt, they probably won't give me much for that, so go to 225. Okay, good, they'll accept that. Can I save? Oh shit. But that's okay. I can redo the diplomacy. That's not going to reset the conditional because the state hasn't been reached yet.
I shall speak with them at once.
Once you fuck up the diplomacy by aggravating them or whatever in terms of the subjective thing on the screen, then the conditional is locked in, because then you've reached the static state of the source code where you've reached the sliding scale limit of the conditional, and then literally you cannot get past that, because then in the diplomacy, in terms of my reverse extrapolation of the reverse engineering, the Markovian analysis, the game won't let you do it because you've already satisfied those conditional structures or whatever it is. I don't know exactly what it is, because I don't really care about reverse engineering the game. I just like having fun. So I don't think about this stuff all the time, because it takes quite a lot of time to even just extrinsically observe something. Or not with me. I mean, like when I was thinking about this in 2021, I think I maybe spent 15 or 20 minutes thinking about it. But then again, I'm also very intelligent, so I don't know if the average person can do what I can do. Not to be like braggadocious or whatever, but to be more objective. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to 25. I'm not gonna forgive jack shit, faggot. You think so? I'm not gonna forgive jack shit. If you think I'm gonna forgive you, delusional. And he stopped torturing me for a little while. Then he got back to it again. You're crazy. You're literally psycho. Why did you throw your entire life away for nothing? You're a fucking psycho. Okay, what was it again? Armenia, right? No Pontus. You're literally a fucking psycho of the highest degree. And you're a motherfucker in the first degree. Do you still fuck your dead mother, Edward Zuckerberg? I don't even know who your real mother is, because you don't. It doesn't seem like you actually are who you say you are. They'll probably give me 700 for this, maybe even more, because they're right next to Britannia. I'm good. Armenia, probably the 225. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's already whatever. 2,000. 2,250, something like that. So we're almost on the way to getting our money back. Oh no, I forgot. No, one of those was 700, so then 2,500 or something. But it's worth it because, like I told you, like if you're gonna lock everybody in alliances, then the passive AI gets more stagnant, and they won't attack anybody else, and unless the AI decides to make and its fucking calculations via the other types of conditionals in the campaign, via conditional versus conditional, whatever the case may be, that they're going to make the attack. But even in Rome Total War, the AI is very passive, and so it is in Medieval 2 as well. But it's very aggressive in Medieval 2 towards the player, because they wanted to make the game harder. But it's not a very smart kind of aggressive. Like they'll just send shit armies after you, and they don't do shit. So, which is why I don't really play single player games anymore, because there's not that much challenge. I like to play games like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or Counter-Strike 2 as it's now called, because I like to play against humans. That's more fun. But I wouldn't mind playing against a machine learning AI that's probably sentient, or whatever, the illusion of sentient. Because I don't think a machine learning AI is ever going to be sentient, but in terms of a simulatory AI, it'll probably get very close to it. And ChatGPT is nowhere close to that. That's a fucking piece of shit. That's a hallucinating piece of shit. And even ChatGPT 5, even though Elon Musk or whatever his real name is says that it's sentient, it's not. It's nowhere even close to sentient, and it's still hallucinating like 70% of the time anyway. Or I would say they've probably curtailed it, or maybe to around 45%. But and I can so easily fuck with your pre-generative transform to make it say whatever I want anyway. So whenever I query ChatGPT, I query it in such a way to think about how I'm accessing the parameter database as a function of token requests via the pre-generation, where I'm going to be querying trained data that might be much more reliable than asking it to do calculations that I know that it's going to hallucinate, because it doesn't even understand the breadth of what I'm asking. Like for example, I asked it about the gradient fall off of a laser, a light emitting diode laser, in terms of the inverse square law as a function of a gradient over space-time, in terms of like how far that laser would go, in terms of how much energy it would drop off, and in the sense that by the time it got to a certain point in space and time, when you shoot that laser in outer space in a vacuum, where would that laser start, like literally not necessarily bending but diverging, and also it wouldn't be able to project anymore, or at least because lasers don't necessarily really curve like that. But and then it told me that the fall off of the gradient would be 3.69 feet. So apparently when you shoot a laser, it falls off 3.69 feet like this, and then that's the topology of the universe. So it's like a inverted fucking fucking whatever, ice cream cone or something, which is not true, because we've shot lasers into outer space for like hundreds of quadrillions of parsecs or whatever, astronomical units. So concerning light emitting diodes, in terms of lasers, the fall off of via the inverse square law is very, very low and very attrited, but it still does occur. But ChatGPT does not understand what I was asking. Like the other day, I asked it to do a calculation concerning a combinatorial problem of brute forcing, where I solved the problem was, I believe, 5C3, which is like whatever, 120 combinations, something like that, in terms of 5 factorial and whatever that thing is. I forgot, 5 minus whatever. And then it said, nope, the answer of 5 factorial is 5 times 4. And 5 factorial is not 5 times 4. Whatever. Then I brute forced that problem, 5C3. Or was it 3C5? 3C5, I'm sorry, because it was 3 for 5. I brute forced that in like 17 seconds or 25 seconds, something like that. And I haven't even studied combinatorics intensely since like Algebra 2, which was almost 16 years ago. And even back then, I probably wouldn't have been able to brute force a 3C5 problem. That, as a matter of fact, for somebody who is not very well versed, it would probably take them quite a long time to calculate something like that in terms of combinatorial permutations that are unique and not necessarily ordered, or whatever the case may be. Just in terms of raw computations, like the question was, I was looking at a problem online. The question was like, there was 5 balls with numbers on them, and what you needed to do was calculate and see which number would be equal to a ball relative to the 5 balls, which 3 numbers would calculate to that. And I brute forced all of the calculations in like 17 seconds or whatever, in my mind, in terms of the mental math. And even for a combinatorial genius like somebody like Terence Tao, he could probably do that in maybe 30 seconds. But I don't know him personally, but I don't know. He studies combinatorics, so I can put him to shame, really. Almost anybody. I don't know anybody with an IQ of 304. I've never seen that. Who are we asking him? All the Greeks. You know what? They'll probably give us a lot for that. Let's go 700. Oh, good. In the media, they won't give us much for that because they have no affinity for that in the terms of the conditionals, whatever. I spent quite a lot of time talking in this live stream. I need to play more. So let's see. You know what? They're relatively close, so I'm gonna go about 500. This might trigger the condition though. Nope. I could have maybe gotten more actually. It's okay. This is going to be low probably. Yep, they still accepting that. And we'll do the rebels. There's probably not a lot of rebels around them, so let's see if they'll accept 300. Oh, good. So let's see how much that was. Why don't I do that every turn? That's a good question. Oh wow. What was my starting? 35,000, so 12,000, and then we paid them 4,500. So that's with the 4,500 inclusive, because it was almost 15,000 total. So we made 12,000 by extorting them for nothing. But I could do the other tribute glitch, but that's boring because then I'll win the campaign in like 5 minutes or whatever, or even less than that. I don't want to do that. I want to have some fun, and this is funny too, so it makes for good entertainment. Alright, let's get one more. Is that enough? Nope. I don't think we're going to get any more from the garrison one. Oh no, we did. Okay, that's fine. What's the population here? It's not very high, so we'll just disband the peasants when the population goes back up, so we can get other troops. In terms of the dogs, because the dogs are only like 48 handlers, so that's not that much.
Sir!
Alright. There's also a quick save. Oh, sorry, let me check the live stream here. Alright, cool. That view duration is strange because it was different. I don't think that's accurate, but whatever. Okay. I already told you what I think about Deadlock. Fucking garbage. I'm probably never going to buy another game from you. You censored me, and you're probably involved in sex trafficking and genocide too. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Blocked. And if you wanted to help me, you would have contacted me a long time ago when I reached out for help with you. Never call me ever in my life, anybody from Valve. I don't want to talk to you.
Fleet ready! Orders?
Where's my spy? I can look at the agent scroll. Oh, he's in Athens. We don't need him there. Let's go over here.
My way. Out of move, sir.
Okay, let's check the military forces of Macedon. I don't think they have much. We're relatively neck and neck there. So I have a little bit more troops, but it's not much because I don't even have any armies. So they have like one settlement here. Do they just have one settlement left? I don't think so. Let me check. Nope. They do. You can't have more than that. You have to have one total settlement, which doesn't make sense because it should be over here. What? How do they have How do they have a floating point or double value of one whole settlement? Why does that not make sense? Because you can only have one settlement per settlement. You can't have 0.10 or whatever. There's 0.2 of a settlement. So they only have one. That's just a little bug or whatever. This is the only one they have. But it doesn't. Oh, they probably have some other armies around the map somewhere, but maybe fighting Thrace or whatever. Let's check the diplomacy. Probably. Yep, they're probably fighting Thrace. Good. Go kill yourself. I'm gonna go take your settlement. And then we can converge here, actually. Come over here. Get on the boat. Well, let's see. What would be fast? Go this way, actually. Do you have enough movement points for the next turn? Yep, just about. It's not that severe because they're not going to come attack us, but yeah, that's fine.
Imperator, move out.
Because then in the next turn they'll have the movement points, and they can just merge into that army. So that's better. Yeah, I could do a pathing thing like that, but I don't care. I'm not going to do some traveling salesman problem for this game. I could care less. You should watch the Legend of Total War's video where he doesn't use the diplomacy exploit. He beats all of Medieval 2 Total War by using the movement glitch in like 6 turns. And that was like almost 140 videos or whatever. Interesting. That glitch exists in this game too, but it's not as reproducible as Medieval 2. But that's boring to do stuff like that, because then, I don't know.
General!
It's whatever.
General!
Let's keep recruiting dogs. Let's not forget about that. Little doggies. And let's get cavalry here. What do we have here? Oh, we're going to want some infantry too, so at least some good principes for besieging and stuff. Alright, I already talked to them, right? So let's go to the Britons. Oh, they're right here, right? That's Romans. Let's go to Britannia. I think they have a settlement over here. Or they didn't invade yet? Nope. It's only been because this turn's not complete yet, so it's only been 7 turns. So they probably haven't even invaded yet, but I can just check. Because Britannia, they have ships in the beginning of the game. Oh, they did. Oh, they're attacking them.
Awaiting your command.
They're probably gonna take that.
Taken, sir.
And Britannia is so OP because they have chariots that can just do so much damage. Okay. The conditionals for the attack faction have not expired yet because there's been no declarations or ceasefires, declarations of war, ceasefires. So there's no point in recruiting more diplomats for the Romans, because sometimes you can do that, but they usually won't because of a bunch of other factors. So it's just a waste of time. So let's continue. Man, it's cold in here, but I don't know. If I turn it off, then it's going to be too hot. Hot and cold, hot and cold.
Move depleted, sir. General, onward. Purging armies. Move depleted, sir. General, forward.
That's an entire stack.
Sir, sir, sir.
Man, stop torturing me, faggot. You're such a fucking loser. You know what? Cavalry. I don't care if you don't want a civil war. That's what you're gonna get. I don't care. Go kill yourself, faggot. Oh, they attacked them again? So they broke the alliance, so we'll just do it again.
I shall speak with them at once.
Whatever. I'm probably gonna stay here because they're probably gonna keep doing that, so I need to go ahead and make them stop attacking. So map. And then let's see. I can't extort them again, so I don't want to give them too much money because then they're gonna recruit soldiers. So let's see, probably 4,000. They'll probably accept that. But you know what? It might not be worth it because Rome is this guy is gonna keep attacking that over and over again. But here I don't have to worry so much. But they have armies over here, so I'm gonna have to make an assessment. Are they coming up here? Nope. But that's a pretty large army. If they got these forces over there and combine those, let's see what's over here. This could probably defeat that and that combined if they know how to, or if the AI attacks properly. But then they're not gonna disengage now because sometimes the AI does that. Well, they'll break the alliance treaties. I don't think it's worth it because they're going to keep attacking over and over again, and I'm not going to get my 4,000 denarii back. So what I should do is probably send something over here. But I don't have an army. Maybe I can split this in half. You know what? We have got 3 there. And what else? We can get another unit there.
Orders.
Let's see.
Orders.
You know what?
Sir. Orders. Imperator.
That's gonna finish next turn, so we'll have 3, 4, 5.
Imperator.
We can probably get some mercenaries on the way there too. So, what's over here? That's a lot. You know what? We can take this stuff over here, and then just draw them out because they don't have enough troops to come over here. And this is probably gonna take a little while for them to fight back, but they could probably take this settlement and defeat that guy. So, I don't know. Do they have navies over here? 2 ships there. And another army here. Yep, so let's send this guy over here. Where is that ship? Do I have another ship over here?
Fleet
I
ready.
have 1 there. Okay, there's 1 over here. Wait, where's my other ship? Did it disappear? Where did that ship go? Oh, no, it's right there, I'm sorry.
Fleet ready.
Oh, the rebels are here. That's not good. Let's see. They're probably not going to attack them. They're probably going to try and attack me. So we're going to need more ships if we want to go over there. But this guy might move, though, so I don't know. How much time have I spent? You know what? We're going to probably postpone those dogs for now and get another ship. And here we can probably move by land and just take this for now. I think that's what we'll do. And then move that ship over there, so then we'll have 3 ships.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And over here.
Ready to sail. Aye, aye, Captain. Move depleted,
Go
sir.
here. So I have to use the restroom again. I'll be right back. I have to urinate. Okay. You know what? I really need a nicer chair with some more depth to it, but if I lose more weight, if I lost maybe another 20 pounds, I wouldn't feel so compressed in my butt or whatever. Okay. So we're gonna need cavalry though, because then the dogs are not gonna really path too well, so cavalry. So by the time that gets there and that gets there, that's there. Where's the other ship? I lost track of it. Oh, what? Let's go to the agent scroll. Unit scroll.
Fleet ready.
Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. So that's going to take 2 more turns.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Okay, so that's worth it. So then we'll have, let's see, we'll have 1 unit of cavalry, 2 units of cavalry, 3. We're going to have too many dogs, though.
Fleet ready. Orders.
But I can probably manage, because then I can just stagger them in terms of them fighting and whatever else. So I think it's a necessity to prevent them from expanding, because I don't want the other Roman factions to get too large. Why is that the case? Because in this game, between the 3 factions, which is not necessarily historically accurate, what happens is once you become very powerful with either the Senate or the population, let's see that as a matter of fact, what happens is a civil war happens because you can declare war on Rome or the other factions, or they'll do that to you. Maybe they'll outlaw you if you're too popular or whatever. So. But from the very beginning of the game, if you play, because I'm presumably you've never played this game before, if you don't play as the Romans, then you can just attack whatever Roman faction you want. But if you're playing as one of the 3 factions, which is obviously not very historically accurate, because there was more than just 3 patrician and or novice homo equestrian families or whatever, you cannot attack the other factions until you have enough popularity with the people, and that's it. That's the function there. That's the game mechanic. So let me go back to it again. I'll show it to you. So there you go. You have to have standing with the people around like 9 or 10 faction standards here, and then you can declare war on any of the Roman factions, including the SPQR. So there's 4. There's the SPQR of the Senate, and then there's the Julii and the Scipii and the Brutii. But that's not historically accurate, because there was like, I don't know, 24 or 25 founding patrician families of Rome, or maybe even more. But then later on, after the hundreds of years of the Republic, those families became very large in terms of their gens, which is where the term genocide comes from, because that's the etymology of gens, or like genius, or generation, for example, from Latin. There's a bunch of different etymologies, but those original patrician families married into plebeian families, and they had many novice homo equestrians join them, and so on and so forth. So that happens in life. Maybe you find somebody that you love, or there's political alliances, so on and so forth. I don't remember the exact number, but roughly somewhere around there, of patrician families that allegedly came from Asia Minor in Troy. But in terms of actual evolutionary science, it's more likely the case that these Romans, in terms of not even their mythological founding, were probably there in terms of geographic dispersion of genetics and human beings, maybe for about even 25 to 30,000 years in this, in northern Europe and in the Mediterranean. So something like that, because all of humanity came out of Africa when we had diverged from our common ancestor about 100 and whatever it was, 90,000 years ago. So Homo sapiens diverged from a different type of species of the genus Homo, and not like homosexual, but of the great apes. So we came out of Africa at least 200 to 300,000 years ago. 190,000 years, I'm sorry. And then within the next 25 to 40,000 years, if I remember correctly, from Africa, like where I'm pointing my cursor, going through Egypt and the Middle East and Asia Minor, and also the greater parts of Eurasia and also Europe, we propagated and settled in terms of dispersing out in terms of Homo sapiens. And yep, something like that. So that mythological story about the creation of Rome with Aeneas and what was the other guy's name? And Aeneas being the father of Romulus and Remus is probably not very accurate, because there's probably not that much association with Troy at all in terms of the actual genetic dispersion and the genealogical dispersion, the geographical dispersion of human beings going back 190,000 years ago. There might be some truth to it in the sense that the Romans are very derivative of the ancient Greeks. So maybe some of those families do have some genealogical history to at least the Mycenaeans and the Mytileneans, if I remember correctly, and also the other Greeks. I forgot the name of the other ones from antiquity. There was the Mycenaeans and another group of Greeks from antiquity, in the time of Troy and the time of the Odyssey, and I believe the Aeneid came later in Rome, which described the mythological history and the founding of Rome. And the Aeneid is derivative of Aeneas, who was the father of Romulus and Remus, who was a war hero from Troy in the Trojan War and the mythological creation of Rome. And the Aeneid is an epic poem, I believe, by, what's his name? Virgil. And that was written, I think, relative to Abe Urbe Condita, which was the founding of Rome. I believe that was 250 years after the founding of Rome. I forgot the exact date, but that was written by Virgil. The Aeneid. It was a classic poem in the style of like Homer's Odyssey, if I remember correctly. But I haven't really read it. I've read excerpts of it in the past, but that would be interesting to read because I like different types of classical literature that are very entertaining. So one of the last things that I really read that I really liked was Dante Alighieri's Inferno. That was a very good epic poem, and not iambic pentameter, but some type of prose meter, which was very nice. A very nice poem. I got to about 70% of it, then I stopped reading it because I was being tortured,
Your Honor.
and I got a little bit bored of it. But it was interesting. Like my flavor of entertainment and how I use my time now is very different, because when you become very intelligent, not that many things are very appealing to you that used to be appealing to you. So there's not that much that I like to read in terms of like fiction or whatever else. I have a very nuanced taste and flavor for things that I use to entertain myself, and I spend a lot of time reading about science and math because it's very intellectually stimulating to me. But then I'm spending too much time talking about this, so let's continue.
At your service.
Did I pass the end turn? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. I'm forgetting, sorry. Let me just check my live stream because I'm a little inattentive about that. Okay, cool. And Abe Urbe Condita means after the founding of Rome, or after the founding, post the founding. Abe Urbe Condita.
Noble master,
Oh, let's get this guy over here.
I shall speak with them.
What do you want? I think it's like 12,000, right? Oh, not bad. Okay, let's take that. Okay, so we're gonna need to recruit here to get peasants. So that's quite a lot, but then that'll pay itself over time. So we didn't lose so much there because we're gonna get whatever 6,000 until the next turn. But we're gonna need some troops there at least relatively soon because I don't want it to revolt. But that's not gonna be too bad because then for one turn it'll be upset, and the public order will be pretty much good. Because then I'll get the 15% bonus, so that'll be 65, and then the garrison will increase the bonus. So let's see. So I'll be 65. What I can do is a little exploit to make it go up, and also how much is that an increase of? 5%, but it costs 1,600. It's not really necessary, but you know what? Why not? Just to be sure, because then it's not going to revolt now, but it will if I don't get some population to, even with the exploit of raising the income tax, raising the general taxes to very high and then resetting it, because that also triggers a bunch of different conditional contradictions in the source code where it's like it reduces the public order over time, but it doesn't happen in reality because it's just a game. So, but that exploit is not very reproducible because it works about like 95% of the time, but then sometimes you'll get the revolt anyway. So,
Orders?
let's continue. Well, if you don't want a civil war, then you shouldn't have had a genocide. Oh, damn. Alright, whatever.
Roll for your lives! Move completed, sir!
Alright, cool. So what are we at now? 105. Okay, but that's inclusive of the recruitment there, so whatever. Then we're going to be at 110%. So we didn't lose the ship, but we lost some sailors. No, is this like 46 ships? No, it's one ship, right? Yep. We lost some sailors.
Ready to sail.
Break over here.
Fleet ready.
Okay.
Imperator.
Yeah, the biremes are not really strong,
Fleet
so
ready.
you want to get the triremes, quadriremes, because they're really strong in naval combat.
Aye, aye,
But
Captain.
the biremes can be
Move
easily
depleted,
defeated, even if you have
sir.
a full stack of them. So,
Imperator.
alright,
Imperator.
you know what? Go over there.
Onward. Moves depleted, sir.
So I'm kind of running out of time to get over there because it's gonna take a few turns. So, okay, they didn't take that. Do you have an army there? Nope. But over here, this is gonna be a problem because he can't reach it in one turn. But most likely the AI is gonna go attack that. Are you at war? I think so, right? Yep, you are. And he has this army down here, but no ships, and they can't cross this strait here because that exists in medieval too. But in this game, you have to have ships to cross certain straits, but certain straits you can cross. There's actual pathways, but I think that was more prominent in medieval too. As I'm talking too much though because I'm not getting focused on what I'm supposed to do. So,
Awaiting your command.
did they take them?
Your honor.
Nope. Why did they lift that siege?
Noble
They could have
master.
taken that. I fail to understand.
At once.
Whatever.
I shall speak with them at once.
Alright, give me... You know what? I could bribe him, but there's not going to be enough troops there. I'm not going to be able to take much, so that's not worth it. Let's see. Give me... no, I'll give him 4,500. They did attack Gaul, though, so... I don't know. I think in their assessment, because they lifted the siege, they're probably not going to do it, so I think that's worth it. Oh, so then we'll extort him. Which doesn't make sense, because they had a very large army. Where did most of their troops go? Because there's a fog of war on this map, so I don't know. I don't know everything the AI does, because I really don't care, so whatever. That's Macedon, so 225. Oh. I already reached the conditional there. And you know what? Maybe I can reset it by giving him a gift. Let's try. I don't think so because I don't know. Let's try though. You know what? Maybe they have a trade treaty or something. I don't know. Let's go to Egypt. He's probably not going to accept because I've already met the conditional. So, or maybe they don't have enough money actually. Because they only have like 2 settlements and they don't have any economy at all. Let's see. That's probably the case. Yep. Let's see their economy. But whatever, the alliance might be worth it because then they want to attack the whatchamacallit. Yep, they don't have an economy. Their economy is shit. So we have, what is this, 33,000? And remember, this is not the actual denarii. This is the faction rank. I don't know why I decided to do this because in the other rankings, they have the actual numbers for like territories and stuff. So, let's see, 32,000, and that's like 8,000. So they have 4 times as less money than we do. It's roughly. They have 7,000. No. 8,000. All right, 8,000. Yep, something like that. No. 7,000. I'm sorry. Yep. Yeah, 7,000. Something like that. Roughly speaking, because I'm not going to do all that math in my head. Well, it seems like they do have money, but whatever. Maybe I triggered the conditional, but the alliance is worth it anyway, because I'm going to get my money back, and then I'm going to prevent them from attacking one another, and then I can just go ahead and mop everything up.
Orders.
Okay, so,
Sir.
let's see, we have to make sure that we're not spending too much though, because then we're gonna meet a problem at the intersection of our income and other expenses like army expenses. But we have enough breathing room. We have at least 5,000 or so denarii every turn and surplus, so we could probably have another army. But we need money to have bribery and extortion, whatever else, and alliance money. So,
Waiting your command.
I can go up here. What's this? Oh, Dacians, go talk to them. You know, talk to the Thracians. Hold on, wait. He's closer.
Noble master.
He's closer to him, so
Sir,
go to him.
Your honor.
And then you go here.
Can I be of service?
And then we'll talk to them. I'm not gonna... Oh, I'm already allied with them? How? I don't remember that. What? When did I ever ally with them? Was it because I allied with Germania or something? I do not know, but whatever. I forget. Oops. They'll probably take a lot for that because they're at war, so give me 1200. That might be a little too high, so let's go 850. Nope, I reached the conditional, so they're not going to do it. But we'll stay here though, because he's not going to move anywhere, I don't think. They recruited some troops to us, they could. We're going to need him, so go over here. And we're going to have to besiege that too. Oh man, there's a lot of hoplites in there. I don't want to fight a prolonged siege. I want to kind of just get it over with. So let me see what's in there. These hoplites are not too bad, but if I don't fight them correctly, then I can lose all my troops again. And there's 2 generals units in there, so you know what? I'll probably just try and provoke them into a forced drought, and then I'll just kick their ass that way. So come over here. Oh, we have the gates open. I don't think it's worth it because then these guys will probably come down here and try to alleviate the siege, and then I'll have the terrain advantage in terms of using the dogs and whatever else. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not a guarantee, but I can besiege them anyway for like a turn or 2. But they're probably gonna come down here. So what do they have? Yep, they got a garrison there, and then that's not anything good anyway. So, but that's a lot of generals bodyguard. 1, 2, 3, and he has a lot of troops. So let me see. I've got 2 generals bodyguard, and this has 96, 67. Let's see, I have 92, 48, and what's this? It's 38. And some medium lancers, Macedonian cavalry. That shouldn't be a problem because let's see what I have here. I got the equities are not so good as light cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5. And what's his command? It's 4. So they probably won't break if he's close by. But if I have a lot of troops and him close by, so if the equities are massed up correctly, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 dogs, which is going to be 2, 1. Sorry. Hold on. 2. 15, 138 dogs each, right? So 1, 2, 3. 23, 4 of them. So 400 and 560 something minus 1, 2, 3, 4. 552 dogs, which is pretty good. And the dogs have a high attack amount too, so they're probably gonna come attack me. You know what? Why not just put that guy in here because it's something. Right. I'm not doing so well because I've only been playing for. I did a lot of talking, so I need to play more. Oh, thank you. It's nice that you think I'm very entertaining. I don't know, if you knew what I was doing 3 years ago, you should have watched me. But I spent more time kind of turtling because I was just trying to get the dogs and play with the dogs more. So it took me about because the Julia, I don't have any stables at all. So I had to build stables here, here, and here. And then I took this and this over the course of 25 turns. So I got the dogs first, and then the other armies had built up. So it took more time, but whatever. I wanted to play a more legitimate dogs war campaign. Alright, let's continue. Hold on, I'm gonna need to refill this soon to get some more water. So give me 1 second. Not only my cup, my glass here, but this actual filter. I'll be right back. And I need to alleviate the pressure on my butt because I'm still overweight. But I'm in pretty good shape for somebody who's 333 pounds. My cardiovascular conditioning and my muscular conditioning is very good. You seem to not know that I used to exercise quite a lot. I used to exercise when I was going to join the United States Army or the Air Force 10 years ago, almost 7 hours a day in terms of doing cardiovascular training and endurance training and strength training. And then in the intermediary time, over the course of the last 11 years, I've been intermittently exercising intensely as well too. So my cardiovascular and muscular conditioning is still very good. You know, let's leave this here because I'm going to come back and fill this up because the filtration rate is a little slow. So let's see the filter. And the reason you're hearing me is because I have a wireless headset. So let's see. That's probably going to take in this 5-stage filter with the 10 cups, which is about 2 gallons or 1.5 gallons, something like that. 1.5 gallons, right? Something like that. This is probably going to take another 3 minutes because it's almost done. Well, no. It's almost done in the sense that like 40% of it's already gone. And the filter's installed correctly. If I put it too tight, then it's not going to filtrate fast enough, but then the TDS meter is pretty good too, so. But this one's a little finicky because even if it's just a little bit loose, there can be contaminants in there. But this filter's pretty good for a 5-stage filter. Oh wow, it's almost halfway done already. I have to check the tightness of the filter because sometimes it does get loose. This is not a bad one. This is a 0 water filter. And usually my TDS reading is like between 0 and 7 TDS, but if you don't install the filter correctly in terms of tightness, in terms of your optimal filtration rate, your TDS is going to be significantly higher in terms of total dissolved solids. Okay, so we'll be back here in a little bit. It's already mostly full up anyway, so. I drink quite a lot of water after I had started taking neurogenic compounds, so all of my organs in my body have exponentially differentiated and complexified. So I used to drink about 1.2 gallons of water a day, and now I drink around 2.4 to 2.5 gallons of water, even sedentarily so. And that's a function of my changed metabolism. But if I'm doing exercise, I'll probably drink close to 4 gallons of water a day, which is not bad because water is a very renewable resource that can be preserved and recycled quite efficiently. So it's well worth the water uptake if you can just get your body naturally saturated to get past homeostasis, in the sense that you have a surplus of water in your body, so you don't have to keep drinking water. And you can clearly tell that's necessarily the case because when you differentiate and complexify all of your organs in your body by taking these types of substances, the metabolic load is significantly higher in terms of cellular respiration, and not concerning oxygen, but the diffusion of water through all of those membranes and cells, where all of those interactions are necessary because your organs are requiring so much more water for all of the chemical interactions. I forgot what that process is called specifically, but whatever. So 1, 2, 3 cavalry, 3 generals, and only 1 good unit of pikemen, 2, and the rest is garbage. So whatever, we can just maintain a nice defensive position. Do we have any good high ground there? No, it's relatively flat, but in the back of this square, if you look at my cursor to the left-hand side, we do have a little bit of high ground there. So in this game, there's procedural generation of the map. So wherever you are on the map, it's going to determine, even not randomly all the time, because the procedural generation is quite, how can I say this, algorithmically predicated on seeds that are not entirely random. So you'll see consistent maps that are procedurally generated, which is much better than their later games, because how could they not do the same thing over and over again with the source code they already had? I fail to understand. So on the left hand, so I'm facing the front side there, so it's going to be to the back left approximately of this high ground advantage, which is not that much, which is probably going to be a good position because he's coming from the front there at the front to the front left diagonally, and this guy's coming from the front. But I don't know. The reinforcements are 1,822, and he has 853. You know what? I could maybe I could take out the generals units, but that's a lot of generals. Is he a really good commander? Yep, he is. I think I'll probably wait for them and then use the dogs and then have them pinned by the dogs. And then what I'm going to do is have the velites and the peltas pile up on them. But I do not have a lot of infantry, which is a little concerning, but the dogs will make up for that. So I can pin them with the dogs and have them come right at me, and the dogs will just go one after the other if I cycle them correctly. So I think that's better than going after them, because I'm gonna take too much risk with the dogs because they're slow and the handlers, and the general's bodyguard is quite a lot there. So I think that's better. I think we'll just maintain a defensive position because they're attacking us. Right.
Those overconfident men.
Oh, interesting. Well, this is our procedural generation. I think I'm gonna stay right here. This is a really nice terrain advantage. They cannot come from the left side because there's a sheer face there. They're gonna have to come around. They're probably not gonna do that. And if they do, they would be stupid. So they can only attack from here, from this direction, where my cursor is, and over here. Because there's not a sheer face there, but they're gonna get really tired going up that way. So let's put all of my soldiers up here. This is why I love this game. In Medieval 2, it's kind of like this too, but they patched a lot of that stuff later. So there's not as much deviation in the procedural generation. Okay, their range is relatively the same, so they come over here. You know what? Get them up here. That's good. This is kind of cheap because I'm doing like I'm backing myself up against the wall, but this is something you want to do in real life anyway, or even in an advantage situation defensively, because in this game you get a terrain advantage for your combat skills, for range combat and physical combat, and the enemy gets tired too. So even though you think it's like noob boxing or whatever, I don't care. If you don't do that in real life or in combat, then you're stupid. Why wouldn't you use a terrain advantage? And it makes for an entertaining game anyway. So okay, we'll keep these guys in reserve because maybe we might need them. And get everybody on defensive mode. The reason I put them on guard mode is because I want them to not be impetuous when they attack and go to the next target. Only the dogs do that because the dogs are trained. Dogs are encoded via the nearest neighbor algorithm to go to the next target. But if you put guard mode on, they don't attack. They don't keep chasing the target unless you tell them to. And they don't keep attacking. They only attack when they're attacked. So which gives me more control. All right. You know what? Let's put the dogs up here too, or maybe from a different position where the handlers can at least, because they can attack from a distance. Because the handlers tell the dogs to go in the game, but that's like that's a hit scan kind of thing that exists in this game, and the range things are hit scans too, in terms of game development. So it's like the illusion of ranged combat, but it's not really ranged combat, something like that. But then the dogs can attack from a distance, but the handlers have to get close to their target for them to tell the dogs to do that. Okay, so just stack up here actually. I think that's a good idea. That's all of them. Okay, and then we're gonna need to have our cavalry in an advantageous position. We'll have one general here just to make sure that he can protect our flanks and stuff, which I think is a good idea. Actually, maybe this is like new boxing, but whatever, I don't care. Because if I do this, then I'm gonna try and funnel them this way. But if they don't, then I can use the cavalry to get them. So, but I'm gonna maintain a defensive position until I think it's reasonable to attack them. So, just stay over here. Because then I can corral them. Because they probably won't go this way, because the AI is gonna make an assessment, and the AI is not very advanced. I was actually gonna come up with a machine learning AI using a bunch of different functions, which would have been very interesting. But the problem is that I don't have direct access to the API of the program, so I was going to come up with a hack to have a Hamachi hack with a server and have an interface with the game where it was going to play the game in terms of a hot seat campaign with scripts thereof, and then it would use the AI to fight against other people and then keep loading through load saves every turn. And I was going to do something like that. But I could just do the regular campaign too, but I don't think that other idea was so good because then nobody can play multiplayer anyway, so whatever. I don't think so. Whatever. You know, let's put these guys in another group. Alright. These guys are not on skirmish mode, right? Okay. Let's double check. Alright, save your Pilum. It's only 5 guys anyway, so whatever.
enemy have brought
I'm
up
lagging a little bit.
reinforcements in a pathetic attempt to save themselves.
Yep, they're gonna attack me all at once, so maybe we can pick them off. So let's see. What do you have here again? This is oh, they're gonna come. You got peasants, that's shit, and that cavalry, that's shit. Your general is shit too, and that's garbage too. I don't want to use deck with these because they're not very good, and they can break easily. So, but if I can swarm them, they'll kill the other cavalry. But I don't want to get too much unnecessary damage. And this other guy is too far away, and he's gonna get tired over time too. So let's use the terrain advantage. So just come to us. And then the dogs are going to be basically a huge bulwark. I think they're going to collapse like almost immediately because the dogs are going to terrify them. They're going to be getting hit with Pelham or whatever else. Now let's reform here because I don't want them to hit me at an angle. Come on. No. Come on. Shit. Let's get them fast. Come on. No. Good. This game's a little finicky when you do it in double speed or 6 times speed. Okay, over here, please. Okay. Okay, they're in range. So let's be careful here. You know what? Okay. Go for them. Go here. Go here. Go there. Sounds good. Let's pummel these guys. But I need the handlers to come back. No, come on. Come back, please. Okay. Okay, they're coming after the handlers, so that's not good. Go over there. Get over there, please. And we're doing good. So let's get these guys pummeled on there. These guys are stupid. They're going to get owned. Alright, good. He charged right into my thighs. Fucking moron.
The enemy general flees.
Come on, get over here.
Press forward so the spirit of his army is broken too.
Yep, getting pummeled. We need to make sure we route these guys correctly, though. They're probably going to chase that one, so I'm going to lose 1 unit of dogs. Because, shit, no. We're good. Good. Come on. We're going to need to route these guys correctly. But I'm going to lose 1 unit of dogs because they're chasing the cavalry, which was a necessity because I needed to deter him.
The enemy army is in flight. Pursue them and drive them from the battlefield.
Okay. Come on, let's go. No. Yep, they're going to chase the cavalry, so I'm probably going to lose 2 units of dogs. Because they're not fast enough to get back to them, so whatever. Yep. No, it's 1 unit. I'm just going to lose 1 unit. That's okay. That's a loss I can accept. Right. I need to be careful here because I don't want to lose my dogs, and I need to make sure I hammer and anvil them correctly. Okay. Right. Okay, set up, please. They're kind of tired, so... Okay, where are my dogs? I should have way more than that. Where are they? Okay, are they over there? Let me know. No. That can't be all of them that's left. Alright, whatever. Alright, get over there. Okay. I don't want to lose them, so... No, get back. Alright, let's go. Come on. Gotta be careful here. They're gonna break. Nope, get back. Nope. Come on, reform. Good, they're broken. Get over there. Okay, we're gonna need to charge him correctly. Get over there. Alright, no. Oh, okay, we're good. Oh, good. Okay, make sure you route that, please. Nope. Route that correctly. And I need you over here. Oh, nice. He's breaking. He's gonna die. Oh, come on, you need to right. Good.
The enemy king lies dead at your feet.
Nice.
Now is the time to strike hard at his grieving subjects.
Oh. Hold on. That's not good. Get over there. Oh, man. What do we have over here? That's not much. Do you have cavalry over there? Oh, you do. I wasn't paying attention at all. Hold on. Fuck. I need the stem knights over there. Where are my stem knights? Go over there. Oh man, I'm not really paying attention so well. Hold on. This is gonna be a catastrophe if I don't deal with this correctly. Get over there. Okay, get away from them, please. Come on. Nope. Nope, the camera's fucking up. What? Okay, let's go. Okay, I think I lost most of my dogs, but that's okay. Get over there. You're gonna need to kill that. How much did we lose so far? 10%? It's mostly because of the dogs, so whatever. Okay, over here, please. Need to reform. I cannot let him get the rest of my infantry, so get the stammates over there. And I want you to rally them when you can. Alright, what else? Okay, let's get our cavalry. Our army is going to reconverge, so... But I need to kill him to get the the settlement, so get over here. Push through over there. And the Samnites need to push through too. And surround him. Oh no, he's running away, shit. Can you get him? Let's go. No, he's going to run away. Whatever, we can just besiege the settlement, because we already have the stuff in there. It's not going to be a problem. We can auto-resolve that. Okay, the dogs are gone, though. We lost all of our dogs. So, whatever. I mean, they're not immortal, so... We did a good job. What happened to my handlers? Oh, all of my handlers died. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, that's a loss. Whatever. I'm going to have to recruit them again. I should have let them come off the battlefield. I wasn't even paying attention. Right, come over here. Reform. Nope. I want to get some good hammer and anvil strikes. Where are these guys? Yeah. I think I lost the handlers because I wasn't paying attention. So there's quite a lot to pay attention to. These guys are getting tired. How are these guys? I don't even know their status. Oh man, this is not going to be good. Get away from them. I don't want to lose troops unnecessarily. Where are my Stem Knights? Get over here. I'm going to need to strike these guys. Come here. We'll distract them. Nope. So I want you to surround them. Okay. Oh, this is no good. Get in there, please. Okay. We're gonna need to do a little divide and conquer here. Okay. Well, he's routing. That's good. Okay, reform. Nope. Back. Back. There, he's gonna break. Oh, he's broken. Good. Get over there. This is a lot of micro. A game like StarCraft 2 is much worse. There's like 400 actions per second for the pros or whatever. I could probably do well in StarCraft 2. I don't like StarCraft 2 so much though, because it's not my type of game. Alright. You know what? You can just go after them. They're gonna break. Back. Dog pile them. Yeah, they're gonna break. Yep, they're broken. Yep. Am I losing all the troops? A little bit. I mean, I lost 15%. That's most of the dogs though, so whatever. And the handlers. Because I wasn't paying attention, so... It's going to take some time to recruit them again. But if I keep getting settlements quickly, then I can just get whatever I lost. That's what happens when you don't really pay attention, so. Alright, good. What else do I have to run up? Run that down. Over here. Alright. This is the last unit remaining. Oh, they're gonna break. I'm broken.
The gods be praised! The enemy's hearts are full of fear, and now they flee. All Rome
So let's see how much we actually lost.
A victory. The day is ours!
Because there's only 48 handlers, so I think I lost quite a lot. Because I wasn't paying attention. Damn, we did pretty good. That's basically almost a 10-to-1 kill ratio. Let's see what we got and for our heals. 16, 28. 16, 28, 32. Oh, it's 28. 31, sorry. 33, 35, 36, 39, 41. And how many war dogs do we lose? Is this including the handlers or is that including the dogs too? Oh, it says men here. I don't remember how this works exactly, so I think I lost most of the handlers. Yep, that's because it's the men of the handlers, so I lost almost all of them. Shit, I lost 33 of them here. And how many here? I lost 36 there and 35 there because I wasn't paying attention. What you should do if you're going to do something like this, because I haven't done this in 3 years, is have them flee the battlefield, because then you save the handlers and the dogs will regenerate. So I fucked up there. But I can retrain them actually faster than I can recruit them. So if I keep them alive, I can retrain them in 1 turn. So that's something that you should keep in mind, because then you'll get back at the units quickly in 1 turn. You don't have to wait 2 turns to recruit more. Well, in real life, you don't command a battle like this anyway. You're not playing a real-time strategy game. Order with what? Oh, I forgot about that. Settlement. That's not really worth much because it's just a rebel settlement. I don't care. I have more important things to do. The Senate can go fuck itself.
Noble master?
Aye, Captain. General, orders? Forward! Merging armies. Imperator.
Alright, so that's good. That's good. I'm not worried about Dacia or the Gauls taking this. That's not even a high value settlement, so.
General! Attack!
Oh. Okay, I can just auto resolve that. Yep, I lost a lot of the handlers, but I think I can retrain them here. I think they probably have stables in their settlement there.
Victory! Settlement captured!
You know what was strange? They have 2 settlements, but the graph was showing me that they only had 1.2. So that's probably some bug involving double or precision floats for that graph, because there was more than 1 settlement. So this is actually their last settlement, but it should have shown 2 on the latest update for that last turn. I don't want to exterminate them because I'm going to lose my population base to recruit from, so I'll just occupy it. And I want to keep the economy stable in this settlement too. Because like slavery in this game can really ruin your public order and everything else. So let's retrain them. The dogs are very important first because, well, I'm actually, as a matter of fact, we can only get 10, so whatever's necessary. So that, actually, before we even do that, I don't want to merge these because then I'm going to lose the unit. Yep, because it's going to be 124. That's going to be 108, so I don't want to lose the entire unit. So let's see what we can do here. That's up to 120, correct? 108, I'm sorry. So go there. Go here. And then you go there. So that'll be more efficient. We cannot retrain the mercenaries, though. Of course this doesn't happen in real life, Einstein. It's a video game. No shit, Sherlock. Alright, cool. So that should give us the entire queue, as a matter of fact. Or we'll be off by 1 unit, I think. I don't want to count it because I don't really care. I think we're going to be off by 1. Oh, actually, we got the entire queue. But we don't have to. We would be off by 1, but you can't retrain these anyway. We can give them armor upgrades, right? What do you have here? Oh no, you have an Artemis Shrine. And then we can get missile upgrades. You know what? For one of those units, I don't care. It's worth it, so. And we'll stay here for 1 turn, then we'll move on to the next one. He's not going to be able to do shit, so whatever. You know what we should do? We should recruit 1 unit instead of retraining this, because then we can get a fresh unit in the same turn that we're retraining all of these. But I want dogs, because I want to do a dog as a war campaign, so. Let's wait for the dogs. Little doggies. Get some more little doggies. Oh, that's the economy one, right? Okay. Oh, let me just double check my live stream. Alright, cool. And okay, we're good. So let's see, 560 enhancing 8. And that you should keep in mind. Get some good hammering. That's probably going to take in this 5,000 flavor for, which is like, you have a full stack of them. So 70 million people in 3 years. I don't know if YouTube is going to censor me back because I didn't mention anything specific, but probably they will. Time dilation from the get-go. I don't. Alright, whatever. There's probably going to be a little feedback there because I'm playing that, and it's not necessary to play right now, so I don't need to. Overload my computer in terms of the video encoding and the video stream from YouTube, which is going to be a little bit higher performance and more performance intensive in terms of compute per second. But it's not that bad right now because my computer's running fairly well. This is a very old game, so, and it's very well optimized as a matter of fact for 32-bit operating systems. And I use the 32-bit, 64-bit address space hack to get a full 4 GB access to the random access memory for this program. There's a hack called NT Core that came out in like 2006 or something. So this programmer came up with a hack for executable files in Windows where you could access the entire memory address space to get 4 GB for your program in terms of getting more memory allocated in random access memory, but only up to 4 GB because of the fact that 32-bit address spaces can only get so much in the heap sizes for those handles for the actual random access memory. So actual modern 64-bit programs can get much more memory access because of the actual fact that the actual address space is much larger. And there's only so much you can do when you convert that via a hack. So you get 4 GB total, which is pretty good because sometimes this game, when you have mods that have a lot of scripts and stuff, will use quite a lot of memory and efficiently so. So then it exceeds that 2 GB cap you have for the 32-bit address space for the 32-bit executable, and then the game will crash. Sometimes you'll even get virtual memory errors and stuff. So you need to use that 4 GB hack because then it'll improve performance, but also it'll prevent more crashes. But for the vanilla game, it's not necessarily so necessary, but you'll notice the improvement in terms of like if you have really good memory, at least something like DDR2 in terms of their output for the address space, for the heap sizes, for the executable, but it's not really extremely large. Maybe you might get like an 8 to 10 frame per second performance increase on whatever system you're using in terms of having that allocation there. So because sometimes what happens is in programs like this, you're getting very close to that access of that heap size, and even inefficiently so, with all of the addresses that are being called actively in terms of the handles, the program is not very efficient. So when you're doing that, you're allocating more memory to the handles of the CPU to offload other cores and stuff like that physically. So, but the gain is not that much. It's very marginal. So, whatever. Let me get some water. I'll be right back. I'm not gonna forgive jack shit. Stop bothering me. Motherfucker. Crazy psycho. I'm not gonna forgive you, fucker. Why aren't you asking for another 8 years and 5 days to the day after this fucking 8 year and 5 day period as to why? I already told you why, Mark Zuckerberg. You're a crazy fucking psycho, and I want to have nothing to do with you or your people or whatever the fuck you are. Go kill yourself, faggot! I gotta clean my floor here. I hit the, what do you call it again? The ceiling of the corrugated ceiling, whatever that is. I have a very small ceiling in my bathroom. I have a bathroom right next to my bedroom, my basement. I know this is awkward, but I'm urinating, whatever. I forgot to mute the microphone. Sorry. The transmission range for this headset is pretty good. I bought this off Mercari for $45 and the retail price was like $130. And this headset is almost 3 years old, as a matter of fact. But the one I bought off Mercari, the woman had barely used it. And I could tell that she barely used it, and she told me the truth. So I would say the battery is about almost 98%. In terms of the discharge rate, still 98% viable in terms of the substrate. And the thing has been barely used, and the retail was $130. As a matter of fact, I don't even know how Corsair knew about this. Maybe Mr. Zuckerberg is in their ear, because nobody from Corsair really knows me. They dropped the price of their headset to literally $50 after I had bought mine off of Mercari. So that's highly anomalous. I'm going to need to upgrade this, because then I'm going to have public order problems. It's going to cost quite a lot too. Any more upgrades here? Whatever, but it still costs another $5 in shipping or whatever. But on Mercari, that was inclusive of the shipping too. Sorry, I have a slight headache. You know what? I'm going to want roads here, but that's going to take 3 turns. You know, it's worth it, because then we'll get the faster movement speed, get them here too. And the slight economic benefit. You know what? This is... but I'm already 2 turns into this. You know, we'll get some economic benefit out of it too, so whatever. Let's build roads for the faster movement speed. But it's not really necessary, because if you have boats, then that's better. But there's a lot of pirates here and stuff, and enemy factions. I don't know. It depends, because the pirates generate as you start getting stronger and as the campaign goes along. So I don't know the exact mechanism of that behind that, but you'll start to get a lot more pirates as you move forward into the game. And the pirates in this game are very OP, and there's no naval battles in this game, like Empire. But if you have triremes and quadriremes, then you can defeat the pirates very easily. Alright, you don't need to recruit that anymore. As a matter of fact, go for the stables so you can get cavalry. What's our... Yep, that's good. You don't need that anymore. And also, in this game, unlike Medieval 2, you draw from the population, and when you queue something, it actually it incurs the cost even before you recruit it. But if you take it off the queue, then you get your money back. But then there's no point in doing that most of the time, because then you're just putting money towards something that doesn't exist yet until you create it for the turn. But I'm only doing it here so I can keep the population the public order stable. And this unrest should probably go away maybe in like, I don't know, 10 turns, something like that. Right. Sorry, I'm trying to get vasodilate my head. Dilate the arteries and vasculature in my head because I have a slight tension headache. You shouldn't do what I'm doing if you understand physiology, because sometimes you can dangerously decrease your blood pressure like that. But I do it to increase cerebral vasodilation. That's a good physiological technique to not take NSAIDs or acetaminophen or whatever if you want to increase the blood flow in your head. But you have to do that a lot because the blood flow to your head is constricted by the blood-brain barrier, and the decreased diameter and circumference of the vasculature in your brain, because your cranium is much smaller than the rest of the volumetric dispersion of your body in terms of the vasculature. So the blood vessels there are much smaller in terms of the capillaries in the brain. And there's only, I believe, 2 major arteries in the brain, but I forget. There's one that runs right through the middle of the brain in terms of the 2 hemispheres. Or is that the only one? I believe that's the only one, correct? And that is ascendant from the jugular and also the other artery on the other side of the neck, and it feeds into that one. And I believe the rest of the vasculature are veins and capillaries. And what else? Veins, capillaries, and arteries. There are some arteries in the brain too, in terms of, I don't know anatomy completely, but something like that. I don't study a lot of these things intensely, like only what's relatively necessary. Like when I was studying physiology in terms of neurogenic physiology, I only studied concerning vinpocetine and ikarin's epigenetic mechanisms of action and things I could physiologically do to increase blood flow into my organs and my brain autonomically by doing breathing techniques like that. And in terms of the relative decrease of my systolic and diastolic blood pressure, I would say if I keep doing that for like about 7 to 8 minutes straight, which is quite a long time, or at least 4 to 5 minutes straight, I can decrease my total blood pressure in my brain and the upper half of my body about 30 to 40%. So I got to be careful because my blood pressure is almost perfect. It's a little bit under the low end of the range most of the time because I'm very cardiovascularly conditioned and I don't abuse drugs at all, so my blood pressure is very good. So if I do that, I can get extremely low blood pressure if I stand up, like I'm laying in bed, for example. And sometimes that even still happens to me if I stand up too quickly from getting out of bed, because my blood pressure is almost perfect because of the way I've conditioned myself and the kind of diet that I have, etc., etc. So if I stand up too quickly when I get out of bed, sometimes I can even get close to passing out. It's happened to me a few times because I don't even think about it. Like I'll just ascend too quickly and like I almost like go into a phase of like a tunnel vision and like black out because there's no pressure in my head for the blood flow to accurately or precisely get into the epithelial structures of the actual morphology of the brain. So like in the visual cortex, for example, and my optic nerve in my eyes and the rest of my brain. So if I stand up too quickly, sometimes I can even get close to passing out, but I usually can control it, but I try to remember that too. But if your blood pressure is normal or relatively high, that's probably not going to happen to you. I think it's very important to be educated about your body and life and like what you need to do to maintain your health and stuff, because it is your life, right? So I can't force anybody else to do that, but that's just the way I like to live. So, and I'm very moderate about enjoying certain things in life, especially like food or even ethanol alcohol or even neurogenic compounds to a certain extent, because those epigenetic benefits are only going to be rate limited by the therapeutic dosage that you're going to take as a function of what is currently circulating throughout your body and exerting its pharmacological mechanism of action. So, for example, if you take 10 grams of vinpocetine, you're probably going to really hurt yourself. So that's not necessary. Like in the same way, caffeine is mostly not dangerous at the dosages that most people have caffeine at, even up to like 700 milligrams every 3 or 4 hours, which is still quite a lot. But if you take an entire tablespoonful of caffeine, you're going to die in like 10 minutes. Not 10, maybe 25 minutes, because that's so much adenosine blockade and vasoconstriction that's going to occur. You're literally going to have like so much vasoconstriction in your head, you're probably going to have an aneurysm or a stroke or a heart attack within 35 minutes if you consume an entire tablespoon of caffeine powder. Which is why you should know what you're putting into your body, because caffeine at the regular dosages that's in soda or even in chocolate, for example, is relatively safe at that low dosage, but this is a case example of how you should make sure you know what you're taking in terms of harm reduction, because people think that sometimes innocuous things like that in even larger dosages can be safe. Like, for example, even water, if you consume too much water, you're going to be extremely out of homeostatic balance, and your blood and your actual osmotic balance in terms of the influx of water and the fact that there is no efflux coming out from the cells is going to be so oversaturated in all of the cells in your body. If you drink, like, let's say you drank like 15 gallons in like 3 minutes in terms of water, not only would your stomach overinflate morphologically speaking on the greater morphology, but almost every cell in your body within 35 to 40 minutes would hyperinflate with water, and you would literally die from an extreme water overdose, which is strange because water is supposed to be fairly innocuous, but that's just life, so you should understand stuff like that. As a matter of fact, back in 2007 or 2008, a woman had died like that way because a radio station, from what I remember, had a challenge for you to drink as much water as you could within 15 minutes. And I believe that woman was around 135 pounds or whatever. This woman from, I think it was the southern United States. I have to look up the exact story, but she was trying to win a Wii from Nintendo, a Nintendo Wii console. And she didn't understand any of that kind of stuff. And she drank like 7 or 8 gallons of water in like 3 or 4 minutes. And then she died almost 45 minutes later because the EMTs could not save her, because there was no way they could excrete all of the water in terms of the influx that was in her cells and the fact that there was no efflux coming out of those cells. So all the cells in her body hyperinflated with water, and she literally died of a water overdose in her entire body. And that's a true story. I can even pull it up for you if you don't believe me. This was a long time ago, but I still remember stuff like that. I don't remember the exact semantics, but something like that. Yeah, and that was extreme negligence. This is 2007. How much water did she drink? That's not even really that much, but in 5 minutes, that's quite a lot. So even then, that's quite a lot. So 40 ounces of water in 5 minutes. And then she died. She was 28 years old. I still remember this back then. It's a lesson to be learned about even anything that you can put in your body can really hurt you. Even water, or even things like too much UV radiation in terms of sunburn or whatever else from the sun or whatever. So that's just life. So you should be very educated about those things in terms of reducing harm. I feel very bad for those people who go to food eating contests and they eat like 100 hot dogs in like 10 minutes or whatever. You must be crazy. Is that really worth it? You must be out of your mind. Doesn't that hurt? Or that guy, or that Asian guy, I forgot what his name is, who eats like 25,000 calories of food in like 20 minutes. You must be out of your mind. I don't even know how. He probably exercises a lot, and he probably goes on a consistent diet. But doesn't that hurt your stomach? You must be crazy. I'll pull up the guy that I'm talking about. Whatever. This is kind of random stuff that I'm talking about, but in terms of physiology or whatever. What was this guy's name? I forgot. He's like some Asian guy. Oh, this guy, Matt Stoney. Look at this, bro. Look how many fucking noodles you're eating, and you keep making videos like this. Don't you feel bad for doing that to yourself? Doesn't that hurt you? I don't know. I would never do this. Like that other guy, Nicocado Avocado on YouTube. Isn't that embarrassing? Like the fact that you're putting yourself through a humiliation ritual like that. Maybe Matt Stoney likes it, but Nicocado Avocado, he makes a fucking fool out of himself. You look like a fucking retard. You must be 100 layers of lasagna, 11,000 calories of pizza fries, and he's making videos like almost every week or 2 weeks. I don't know, that's up to you. That's not my life, but I would never do something like that. As a matter of fact, because of the fact that I'm dieting on the ketogenic diet, even concerning the, relatively speaking, the 1,700 to about 2,300 calories that I eat on a consistent daily basis, sometimes I'm even full just by eating almost 1,300 calories or 1,400 calories, and then maybe I'll eat later, but that's because your stomach shrinks over time, and I'm very well conditioned and disciplined, so I'm not gonna do stupid shit like that, especially for YouTube views or money. Get the fuck out of here. I have standards. I have integrity. Like that Nikocado, I'm sorry to bring him up and to insult him like that, but what the fuck are you doing, retard? That's embarrassing.
Yes, master.
I'm sorry to judge him, but that's embarrassing. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm sorry to insult him like that. It's not very nice, but that's embarrassing. You ever see his video and then he'll post like fucking naked pictures of him? I don't look at that, but I've seen it like on 4chan. What the fuck are you doing? Isn't it embarrassing to fucking act that way? Fucking eating a ton of food. Look at how fucking embarrassing. I don't even want to go through these videos. He lost a lot of weight actually. Isn't that fucking embarrassing? Wasn't that embarrassing for years? To eat fucking 25,000 calories of food covered in ranch dressing or whatever. Listen, I don't want to entertain this because that's not very nice, but don't you have any standards? When I make a fool out of myself on live stream sometimes, at least I'm not doing like absurd stuff. I remember there was this one guy who was in my Twitch chat, and he did this so many times. He was there like at least 12 or 13 times. He's like, listen, if you break 10 eggs on your head, I'll give you $45. Like, no, go fuck yourself, faggot. I'm not that desperate for money to fucking break eggs on my head. And one guy was like, listen, if you take a shit on the floor and roll around in it, I'll give you $1,000. No, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Maybe somebody else would do that, but I'm not desperate. Get the fuck out of here, faggot. That's fucking disgusting. Maybe some desperate motherfucker would do that, but I'm not desperate. Oh, sorry, I have to do the retraining. Oh, why didn't I retrain that one? Oh, can I not retrain the handlers? What? Hold on, did I just go to that turn and I didn't do it? Well, I don't even remember if I even ended the turn or not. Did I? What the fuck? Oh, oh, no, I didn't because it didn't upgrade the units. What the fuck just happened? Whatever. That doesn't make sense, but whatever. No, I didn't end the turn. So what the fuck happened? I can look at the live stream. Strange. Whatever, just stay there for another turn or whatever. I don't know, I'm sorry to bring people up like that, because it's not very nice, but whatever.
Sir.
And when I talk about Mr. Zuckerberg doing it to me, it's only because he's actually doing it to me. If he wasn't, I wouldn't bring up anything like that. And I never did, as a matter of fact. Even when I was on YouTube before, even before I started live streaming, I didn't bring up Mr. Zuckerberg at all. As a matter of fact, in terms of the actual truth, I used to like Mr. Zuckerberg and his family and everybody at Facebook because I presumed the best of them and that they were doing the world a good service because of their social media platform. But now I know the horrible truth and I want to have nothing to do with you. I want to have literally nothing to do with you at all. I already talked to the whatchamacallit. The Britons. So come talk to the Iberians.
Cannot do that, sir.
Okay.
Without delay.
Whatever. Let's see what my financial situation is. Okay, that's good.
Your Honor.
So we probably want to path this way so we can finish off Macedon and Thrace, because Thrace is going to be a big problem if they get Falxmen and their naked warriors, or their naked warriors, because they have too much attack and they're impetuous and they have good morale, so they're going to be a problem. Not as bad as a problem as like berserkers or elephants or chariots, because those are really overpowered units in this game. So we have to stay here and retrain them.
Yes.
I don't even know if I went to the turn. What the fuck even happened? It doesn't make sense. You know what? Go there.
Spying.
I really like this game. I do. I don't like Paradox interactive games. I don't like. Well, I would play Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines too, but I've played Hearts of Iron before. I've played Victoria. I played Imperator, at least intermittently in the past. I didn't like any of those games. And Crusader King, I probably like Crusader Kings the most, but it's not my type of game. This is a really nice game, not because it's simple in the campaign map, because it actually has the real-time battles, and the campaign is not sufficiently advanced, but you can get mods for that. And there's a lot of modding capability to this game, and the graphics are still pretty good, and the engine is really good too. And the campaign features are pretty good for what it is. And it's really entertaining, but those Paradox interactive games are not so good. Civilization 5 was pretty good. I didn't like Civilization 4. And I'm probably not going to play 6 or 7. Those don't look entertaining, but Civilization 5 was really good. I played maybe about, I'd say 120 hours of that, but then it got boring to me. What else? No, I don't like Command and Conquer. I like StarCraft 2, but I don't play StarCraft 2 too intensely. Do I play chess? Yes, sometimes. I don't play chess too intensely. My ELO is not so high because not only am I being tortured, but I don't really spend that much time playing chess at all. I don't really like chess so much. It's literally two-dimensional. There's no fog of war, and it's kind of boring. But it does help with your logic skills, but I don't like chess so much. No, checkers is a piece of shit. I don't play backgammon chess. Maybe sometimes card games. I like playing poker if there's a few decks. If there's more than 2 decks, then I don't want to play because then I can't rig the game using statistics. So, all right, what do we have here? Oh, that's almost enough for another army. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna need a general though. How many generals do we do? 2, right? Maybe we could split those forces and just do some more recruitment. That sounds good. So cavalry. So 2 cavalry there. 3. How many dogs? Sorry. 1. Just 1. Yep, just 1. Another dog. Little doggy. And probably another dog there, because we can get the cavalry somewhere else. So, 1. Does that make sense? 3? No, we want the commensurate amount. So, dogs. And let's not waste that. Get some little bit of money back. Why am I playing this? No, I just feel like playing it because I wanted to put it on my YouTube channel, but I'm taking a break from my studying. As a matter of fact, I had 666 tabs open, in the tab on Loader, which is a strange synchronicity, but I don't believe in religious superstition. I'm an atheist. And whatever these Illuminati believe in, I believe they actually believe in hallucination. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in Hare Krishna. I don't believe in Taoism. I don't believe in Buddhism. All I believe in is physical reality. I don't believe in religion anymore. And even whatever they believe in terms of the spirits or whatever I had seen, is probably some aberration of reality, equivalent to like a hallucination. And even though I'm being a little sarcastic, I don't believe in that, because reality has existed for 13.8 billion years. And even though I'm being very sarcastic and facetious, it does not seem like whatever that is, whatever they're praying to, whatever that is, whatever is controlling them, if it has any influence over them, has almost any influence over reality at all. So I don't even pay it any mind, because it doesn't seem like the satanic god or whatever has any control over me, because they had to quantum entangle me. They had to abuse me with the quantum entanglement and whatever this phenomena is physically. So it doesn't make sense. Why didn't your satanic god 13.8 billion years ago create a universe with his own, without needing plausible deniability, and create his own universe where he could torture his own creation and have a blast from the very beginning? And then have Mark Zuckerberg be there to laugh at his own creation that he's tortured, which does not make any sense. So I don't believe in religion at all. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in any... No, it's true. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in any religion anymore. Even though you might think that's not a good thing, it's not necessarily true that if you're an atheist, that you don't have to have a good sense of morality. I just don't agree with a lot of people in the atheist community and agnostic community. They happen to be pedophiles and child molesters. Not all of them, but quite a lot of them. I would say about 45% of them or something. Like Thunderfoot, he's a child molester. I wouldn't doubt it if Richard Dawkins is a child molester. Lawrence Krauss is a child molester. And even though you think that's slander or whatever, you can just go Google it. Neil deGrasse Tyson is probably a child molester. I would probably say Bill Nye is probably a child molester. And they're all atheists. Who else? I wouldn't say Michio Kaku is. I'd probably say he's very distant from that. I don't know about Edward Witten, but I'm a little suspicious of you. That theoretical physicist, that cosmologist. I like him, that Greek guy. It seems like you've been influenced by this perversion or whatever, but you don't seem to be a child molester. I forgot his name. Alexandros something? I like him a lot. I like Brian Greene, the string theorist, and he's a cosmologist too, correctly? Right? Correct. Lee Smolin, I don't think he's a child molester. Stephen Hawking was actually associated with Jeffrey Epstein, and he had received some children to molest too, which doesn't make sense because Stephen Hawking was crippled for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis in a fucking wheelchair for like most of his life, for 35 to 40 years of his life. So why the fuck are you associating with Jeffrey Epstein to molest kids? You're literally crippled and you can't even have sex normally. Do you have to associate with Jeffrey Epstein? I'll never talk to Dr. Nick Bostrom because he's received money from Elon Musk and he's received money from Jeffrey Epstein. I'll never go to Oxford University. I'll never accept a Nobel Prize. I'll never accept a prize from the Clay Mathematics Institute. I'll never talk to any of those people because you're involved in child molesting, a genocide, and so on and so forth. So I don't want to have anything to do with you. Nope. It's my choice. I don't want to. I don't want to associate with child molesting genocidal maniacs who are possessed by hallucinations. Like Elon Musk. If that's even your real name. If you look up what he's actually doing, the guy does fucking PCP, fucking ketamine, and shrooms, and he has a drinking problem. And he does those drugs like every day. And he forces his board of Tesla to do those drugs with him. Just look it up in the news. I'm not even lying. What the fuck is wrong with you? Do you think that you're going to be in the stable mindset while you're on fucking PCP and ketamine and fucking shrooms all day? You must be crazy. You must be out of your fucking mind. Okay, they're starting to torture me, so I think I'm going to take a break because I've been playing for quite a long time. Already 2 hours. And I've been live streaming for more. How much? 2 hours. What? Oh yeah, I was talking, so I paused a little bit. And then I was out of the program. So, playing for 2 hours approximately. So I'm going to stop for now. Maybe I'll play later, and then, but I'll probably go to sleep soon because I've already been awake for 15 hours. And the stimulants are wearing off, so and I found some gabapentin. My dad has some gabapentin. Approximately like 300 pills of gabapentin, 600 milligrams each. But gabapentin is not very potent, but in terms of reducing anxiety, in terms of its atypical mechanism of action for the calcium channels in the body, it's not like a GABergic like Xanax is, but it's a little potent for me if I use it in conjunction with everything else. But I get an extremely quick tolerance to that very quickly. But if I'm naive to it, then it can help me. And it also reduces the neuropathic impulsivity from their quantum entanglement torture, but only slightly. What really does that the most is ethanol alcohol. But ethanol alcohol is very toxic. So I'm going to take a break. Maybe I'll come back later, or maybe not. Maybe I'll spend some time just relaxing because I've already played for like, 5 hours today or something. Whatever. That's pretty good. Okay, let's just save because I'm not a machine. I could probably play this game for 16 hours straight, but I don't want to. I want to take a break. And they're also torturing me. I want to take a break, so we're not doing too bad. So let's see. How many settlements do we conquer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, because we already had these two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 settlements and 9 turns. Which is not bad because we're using war dogs and stuff. And we're using that little exploit. Because I already told you could use the diplomacy exploit to get the entire map in like 7 turns. Which is stupid. Or you can use the movement glitch. Or whatever. But I don't care. I want to play like this because it's funny. And it's also going to train me in terms of my reverse engineering concerning Markovian analysis. Because that's more interesting than using an exploit that people already know about. So there's quite a lot of source code that is black box to me concerning this game. Especially concerning like the procedural generation, but I know a lot about that too. But I've never decompiled this game, like I said. I did that with Medieval 2 with the program called Snowman, but it's not so good because it's only about like 25 to 30% accurate in terms of the higher level abstraction. But what would be more accurate is if I could look at the bytecode for this, in terms of the executable, and I don't know, Max Payne was obfuscated with a satanic hexadecimal bytecode ratio, which I have never seen before, but it wasn't a very good obfuscation because you could encode the entire thing, which is strange. So, Max Payne and the guy who created Minecraft, Microsoft and Google, and who else? There was 2 other companies that used that encrypted LDB file, and Max Payne, all of those modders are basically the same people who work at Remedy and for Rockstar, and there has been no natural modifications made for Max Payne 1. I don't know about Max Payne 2, and I'm highly suspicious concerning Minecraft. Those are all whatever satanic families that are associated with one another. But whatever you believe in is basically a hallucination, so I don't care. You believe in hallucinations of reality, so that has no effect over me. Not even your quantum entanglement does so much to me. And it doesn't seem like your satanic god could have shot a super mega death ray at me 13.8 billion years ago, or even now, so your hallucination means nothing to me. Alright, so let's stop here. And just save. I know I'm kind of rehashing things, but I want to take a break. Because when they start torturing me, I don't get into the right state of mind. But you can clearly tell that I've become extremely resilient and disciplined. And it's not because they tortured me. It was because I decided to use my free will and determination to recover and exponentially counter what they had done to me. And nobody else has really done what I've done. I've put many neuroscientists, and I'm being objective, I put many neuroscientists, physiologists, machine learning experts, financiers, data scientists, many people to shame because they don't do jack shit with their life. Like Dr. Bostrom, for example, Nick Bostrom, he studied the same things that I did 35 years ago. But what has he done in the past 35 years? All he's done is write in B grade philosophy, which is really bad, and nobody reads philosophy anymore. And he's getting money from Jeffrey Epstein and Elon Musk, and he's not doing jack shit with his life. And that's despicable, because at least people at Google who study Markov chains and stochastic dynamics and whatever else, at least they create software and so on and so forth, and other people in the economy. But even the people at Google are a piece of shit. The people at Facebook are a piece of shit, and they can't even hack me correctly. And that's pretty bad for somebody who's just this anonymous random person to do better than Mark Zuckerberg's entire company, even though they're using this and that to try and hack me or whatever else. You're a scam faggot. The guy can't even put a link within a link in terms of HTML in 2 hours. You never did jack shit with your life. Alright, you're a fucking scam. Whatever you are, you're a hallucinating scam. And you have a hook nose and you're inbred. And you're basically a gremlin.